I think we are ready to start rolling. The program is going to start in 5 seconds at exactly 5 p.m. So I advertised earlier that we're going to go live at 5 p.m. and it's 5 p.m. now, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. Thank you very much. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. If you're on YouTube or TikTok, we're live on this program today. Gambia's Diamond Jubilee will be the subject of our conversation, and a lot of shouting and screaming, which is coming from Gambian citizens inside the Gambia who seem to think that they can rewrite history, that history is kind or unkind to anyone. History is history. Once events have happened, it doesn't matter whether you like them or not, they have happened. And sadly, what's happening with many Gambians is the best scenario, the best experience we've had in terms of public administration. That's the period they're trying to make look like it was the most evil period in Gambia's history of governance. And I want to lay it straight today so that people can understand that although they might have their likes and dislikes, what has happened has happened. And for the majority of Gambians, the history of our country has had one joyous period, a period marked with significant advancement in the socio-economic development of Gambian citizens. And that period, we will never skip that period. We will never forget that period. We can never erase that period, can never be concealed. So I want people to understand those things. There's no way that the period of 22 years of the AFPRC and the APRC can be concealed, can be blocked, can be obscured by any individual or a group of individuals, because time is indeed the master of all. And what time says, what time does prove many things right or wrong, true or false. So today's program, brothers and sisters, whether you're from Gambia or you're not from Gambia, and you are keen on listening to my programs, I built a reputation of not doing my public discourse because of my hate, like or dislikes of individuals. My public discourse is based on a culture of honesty, a culture of integrity, a culture of uh, standing up for the public, not for my personal gain, not for position, not to block anyone. So, without going too far into it, I would like to remind viewers who are not Gambian citizens. All right, viewers who are not Gambian citizens, I want to remind them of where we are and why this program is on. I want to give them a background of Gambian politics and how it is. Because not everybody that follows me, in fact, a large following of me on YouTube and TikTok is non-Gambian. So I like bringing everybody up to speed so that they can understand what we're talking about. So please share the program, like it. And if you want to send in guest requests, you can send in guest requests in about 10-15 minutes. But for now, I'm just going to set the tone for what's to come. And I want us to understand that the Gambia is the Gambia. We all belong to that same nation if you're Gambian or you got connections with the Republic of the Gambia. There's no way past events in our republic are going to be changed by an individual, because if one thing is true in this world, it is the fact that you can't turn back the hands of time. You cannot. Nobody has that ability to turn the hands of time. Nobody has that ability to erase what's already been written. You can try and conceal it. You can try and hide it. You can lie to people all you want. You can hate all you want. You can never erase the 22 years of President Jammeh. First as Chairman Jammeh, then first as President Jammeh, and first as Chairman Jammeh, and second as President Jammeh. Sorry, a call was coming in, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me a second. Let me share this. Give me a second. Somebody's trying to call me. Okay, so that bit is fixed. Problem solved. Let's try something else. Let's try something else. Okay, let's do this. Oh, come on. I don't know what's going on. Okay, good. So anyway, brothers and sisters, Gambia is celebrating its Diamond Jubilee. And a Diamond Jubilee is what? We gained our independence in 1965. All right. So 1965 to year 2000 is 35 years. All right. 35 plus 25, it's 60 years. So it's called the Diamond Jubilee. The Republic of the Gambia gained independence from the United Kingdom in 1965. So this year the celebration is going to be a 60-year celebration, and the government of the Gambia is celebrating it by looking at the history of the Republic of the Gambia. And by looking at the history of the Republic of the Gambia, there have been about four uh, instrumental figures in the independence struggle. One was never a president. So far, Sir Fariman Singate was not, he was a leader of the independence struggle. But the first time we had some sort of semi-independence, we had Pierre Esnjai. I'm surprised Pierre Esnjai wasn't included in the poster of the Diamond Jubilee. So Pierre Esnjai is not on the poster. If you can see my YouTube live or TikTok live, there are four people, four people on the poster. Those four people represent the leadership of the Republic of the Gambia. Two of them were there before independence, Sir Farimang Singate and Pierre Esnjai, were leaders of the Republic of the Gambia before independence in 1965. So according to our history books, well-documented history books, the first election that was held in the Gambia when we had semi-autonomy, when they were basically devolving power, when Britain was ceding power to the Republic of the Gambia, when they call it devolved administration, when Gambia was slowly gaining independence, when they decided, okay, we will allow Gambia to be independent and we'll start the process of giving Gambia its independence. The first person we had was Pierre Esnjai in 1960. He won the first election, nice and clean. But his victory didn't please many people. Pierre Esnjai's victory in 1960 didn't please many people because Pierre Esnjai allegedly didn't bow down to the British, was not going to bow down to anything that was against Gambia's interest. All right. So to maintain their grip on power in the Gambia, even though they've said we're going to allow Gambia to become an independent state, the British, as you know, and the French, and many imperialists want to have their grip on power. They want to have some influence in their former colonies. And if they had a leader, a president, prime minister, who is showing signs of obtaining full independence, not partial independence, not maintaining neocolonialism, when the British or the French sense that this particular leader wants to gain full independence and they might not have influence, they do everything possible to stop that leader from prospering in office, staying in office long. And that's always been the source of a lot of assassinations and overthrows of our presidents in Africa, not just Gambia. It's happened throughout Africa. So therefore, because they didn't like Perez Njai's modus operandi, the way he operated, the way he stood his ground and not allowed Gambia to fall into that neo-colonial bracket, they said, oh, in fact, when the election was held in 1960, not every Gambian citizen voted. Not everybody voted in the election, but Gambia has always had a first past the post electoral system. So therefore, to claim that not everybody voted, if they said people voted and their votes were not counted, or there were irregularities in the vote, we can understand that. All right. Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Pausman. Alex B, thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Sani, thank you. I love President Jammeh too. So therefore, if they said, oh, in 1960, some people voted, but their votes were not counted, or some people wanted to vote and the facilities were not available for them to vote, we can understand that particular fact. But when they say, oh, not everybody voted like they did in 1962, just because they've connived with the master, a few people in PPP and administrative chiefs, people in the regions, connived with the British and said, oh, because not everybody voted in 1960 and Perez Njai became the first minister of the Republic of the Gambia, as power was devolved from the United Kingdom to the Republic of the Gambia. Slowly, it wasn't a republic at the time, but Gambia was gaining independence. Oh, because not everybody voted, we're going to have fresh elections. All right. And we have to ensure that everybody in the country, nationwide, votes in the upcoming elections. But the elections were not due in 1962. Elections were supposed to be held in 1965 every 5 years. But anyway, conspiracies, connivance, you name it, they did everything they could and removed Perez Njai from power in 1962. That's when President Jawara took over from Perez Njai, because they did whatever dirt they did. They connived with the British. They worked with the foreign powers to remove Perez Njai from power. And President Jawara won the election and became the president or prime minister. Actually started with a first minister between 1962 and 1965. Then in 1965, Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara became the prime minister of the Gambia. And then in 1970, we became a republic, and he became the president of the Republic of the Gambia. So that's how events happened. So realistically, when we're talking about independent Gambia, we're talking about 1965, when we first became independent. Even though it wasn't a republic, but we became independent. We only truly had 3 presidents. So therefore, the inclusion of Sir Farimang Singate on that poster, despite his efforts in the independence struggle, and despite the struggle of Edward Francis Small, Jahumpas, and all the other people who fought to secure Gambia's independence, if we're trying to be accurate, there have only truly been 3 presidents in the Republic of the Gambia. That's Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yaya AJJ Jammeh, and now Adama Barrow. So therefore, if you included Sir Farimang Singate, who existed before Perez Njai, the photo of Perez Njai should have been added to that poster to say that Perez Njai was the first minister of the Gambia. We want a republic then. 1965, we want a republic. 1970, we became a republic. And if you include Sir Farimang Singate because of his role in the independence struggle, one ought to remember there was somebody called Edward Francis Small. One ought to remember there are I.M. Gaba Jahumpa, J.C. Fai, and many other people who played crucial part in securing Gambia's independence. However, significantly, since we became a republic, President Jawara was the first president of the Republic of the Gambia. President Jammeh was next after President Jawara. President Jawara was removed from power in 1994 by President Jammeh. President Jammeh started as an army officer. He was the chairman of the Armed Forces Provisional Ruling Council, which overthrew the PPP government. The PPP government was led by President Jawara. Lieutenant Yahya Jammeh at the time overthrew President Jawara and became the chairman of the Armed Forces Provisional Ruling Council, the army council that ruled the Gambia from 22nd of July 1994 to the 31st of December 1996. So 1997, from the 1st of January 1997, we became a second republic. The Constitution of the Gambia, 1997 Constitution of the Gambia came to being on the 1st of January 1997, and President Jammeh was soon sworn in as the first president of the Second Republic. All right. Having said that, President Jammeh stayed in power as a civilian elected, legitimately installed president of the Republic of the Gambia from 1997 to January 2017. So 20 years of being president of the Republic of the Gambia. He convincingly won 4 presidential elections and arguably, probably, won the 5th presidential election, but that's a conversation for another day because they manipulated the 5th election and he had to leave to keep his country in peace. So therefore, we can say President Jammeh was in power for a total of 22 years. From 1994, July, to January 2017, 22 years. In those 22 years, Gambia realized significant transformation in every single sector in our nation. The first time there was really and truly meaningful, remarkable advancement in the socio-economic status of the Republic of the Gambia, in infrastructural development in the Republic of the Gambia since independence. Yes, indeed. I don't think that there's any debate in that respect anymore because everybody knows that since independence in 1965, the one individual, one leader who truly transformed the Gambia in a tangible way, in a socio-economic way, in every single metric of government development is President Jammeh. His 22 years was marked by unprecedented development in every single way. I'm not going to go into listing it because I've written this before, I've spoken about this before, it's well documented. There's no argument anymore as to whether President Jammeh took Gambia from A to B better than Jawara before him, better than Adama Barrow after him. So what we have now is that significant history in the existence of the Republic of the Gambia. That significant history in the history, a significant portion in the 500-year history of the Gambia. That is since 1435 or 1455 when the British or the Portuguese first came to Gambian shores. The biggest development we realized in that 500-year history is the period of President Jammeh. There's no argument. Anybody who's trying to argue that is exactly the reason why this program is occurring today. And I'll come to the people who are shouting, saying President Jammeh's name and photo should not be on the Diamond Jubilee poster that's been on the billboards everywhere in the Gambia, advertising the fact that Gambia will be 60 years old in about a week or so. In about 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks. Yeah. So now what we have here is a case of 22 years of Gambia's best experience in the last 500 years is what some individuals in the Republic of the Gambia are trying to conceal. They were up in arms, shouting and screaming, telling people that President Jammeh's photo and President Jammeh's name should not be on the billboard commemorating Gambia's independence since 1965. That's what they're saying. And these Gambians that are claiming these sorts of things, one is from the Gambia Bar Association, shouting and screaming. One was a minister under PPP, the failed PPP government, that never built a school in the Gambia, that never built a single hospital in the Gambia, never built a school in the Gambia using Gambia government funds. Bakari Bunja Dabo, if he had any shame, should not be talking when people are talking about the development of the Republic of the Gambia. And I want him to understand that. All right. Again, we have somebody called a civil society leader who's working for the masters in Westminster and the masters in the White House. And most of these people are Secret Service assets. We saw the US aid, USAID, US aid that's going around the world. All right. You guys don't know that USAID was an arm of the secret services, and it was involved in a lot of overthrows and coup d'etats and revolutions against heads of states who stood up for their countries. Anything that threatened the interest of the European, and when I say European in this context, it includes the United States of America. All right? When I say European, because United States was former Native Americans, indigenous black people. The Europeans went there and killed all of them, exterminated them, pushed them out, sent them into hiding. That's what they did in the United States. The United States was not originally a white Caucasian nation. The United States was inhabited by black people, or if you go a bit more modern, by native Indians. The Europeans went. The Europeans have got a history of brutalizing communities. That history is well documented. All right? So this guy in the Gambia calls himself a civil society leader. He is working in the interest of the foreign powers, the secret services. For all you know, he's an asset, he's a spy. But the secret service intelligence, because this is what they do. Some of these people are funded by foundations based in the West. These foundations are used by MI6 sometimes. They're used by the French Legion sometimes. They're used by CIA sometimes. They are assets sometimes. So I'm on this program, and as always, I've said this before. My platforms are for education, waking people up, giving them my experiences. Some of these people who are shouting and screaming and saying all sorts of stuff, all right, they are assets. They are there to undermine their own nations. Most of them are spies. Donald Trump and his department of government efficiency, DOG, know exactly what they're doing with the USAID. USAID is involved in several overthrows, engineering revolutions against heads of states they didn't like, that stood up against the foreign powers, Western powers. So this Tango guy, or whether they call him Westminster Foundation, is shouting and screaming. Why would President Jammeh's face be on that billboard? Oh my God, what an abomination. You can't have President Jammeh's name and face on the billboard commemorating Gambia's Diamond Jubilee. And you look at the fellow and you wonder what sort of individual stands up on top of a roof, shouting and screaming his ignorance to the whole world. Because that's what he's doing. If you're thinking that the Republic of the Gambia shouldn't display the photo and the name of its most successful president in terms of socioeconomic development, you are operating at the height of hypocrisy. You are displaying hate of the highest order. And without shame, he's standing on the rooftop, shouting and screaming, no, pull President Jammeh's photo down. Pull President Jammeh's photo down. Ironically, this same idiot the resident of Westfield, has been abused. His rights have been abused a lot more under Adama Barrow than it's ever been under President Jammeh. President Jammeh never abused this fellow, never arrested him, never intimidated him, never tortured him. But this individual is standing up on public platform, screaming and shouting and saying, oh, we can't have President Jammeh's photo and name on that billboard celebrating Gambia's Diamond Jubilee. Even though President Jammeh is by far the most successful Gambian president we've ever had. In fact, if we look at the Pan-Africanism too, he is by far the most successful Pan-African head of state we had in recent memory. If I ask you to name more than 2 presidents in recent history in Africa who brought peace to 2, 3 nations, 4, 5 nations in Africa, you will struggle to name anyone beyond President Jammeh. If you know any, raise your hand, make a comment on YouTube, on TikTok. Let me know which African head of state in recent history brought peace to 2, 3, 4, 5 African nations. I look forward to your answers. You will not find any. So therefore, the most successful president on Gambian soil and the most successful Pan-African is the one that the Gambian citizens are trying to conceal, to erase his history, to try and make it look like this individual is a monster, when this guy is actually, arguably, evidently, the most successful president in the Gambia and the most successful Pan-African. And why is he the most successful Pan-African? He brought peace to Senegal, southern Senegal called Casamance. When I was little, that's a bloody civil war in Casamance, very bloody. Very bloody civil war in Casamance. President Jammeh came, negotiated a truce between the MFDC separatists and the Senegalese army. The fighting reduced, and all the refugee camps in the Gambia disappeared subsequently. Good afternoon, Isama Jammeh. Good afternoon, Aliu Breezy. Yeah, you can disagree all you want. History is written, brother. Everybody, you can disagree all you want. You're disagreeing with yourself, not with me, because everything I say on this platform or any other platform, on a public platform, is well documented. It's written, writings on the wall. If you disagree with it, argue with yourself. All right? So now, President Jammeh brought peace to Casamance, southern Senegal. President Jammeh brought peace to Guinea-Bissau. President Jammeh with others restored peace in Sierra Leone. President Jammeh with others brought back peace to Liberia. President Jammeh with others brought back peace to Ivory Coast. In Guinea-Bissau, he did that unilaterally. In Casamance, he did that unilaterally. Name me one recent president in West Africa or in Africa in general who brought peace to a warring nation. Name one. If you disagree with me, you need to beat the facts I lay before you. And if you succeed, I'll give you a reward. You will not find one. Not a single one. You can argue with yourself. The facts are written. Writings on the wall, they're on the billboard. Literally, his face is on the billboard, as it always should have been. In the National Assembly of the Gambia, I've written about this only now that people are making noise. You see, everything I wrote about in the last 5 to 8 years, people are going back and repeating it. They're too late. I wrote about all these things. In the National Assembly of the Gambia, they did exactly the same thing. They put the President Jawara's photo, they skipped President Jammeh's photo that was there, they removed it and left President Jawara and Adama Barrow's photo at the National Assembly of the Gambia. Even a legislative body in the Gambia is involved in treachery and dishonesty of the highest order. And we complained about it. We spoke about it. I wrote about it. I did programs about it. Facebook Lives, done WhatsApp audios. That what they're trying to do is tell people that their own mothers and fathers don't exist. Yes, because if you can say, we can skip the 22 years of Gambia, if your mother and father existed during that period, you might as well forget about them too. How can you erase history? And the irony, the funny thing about this all is that the best president we've had in terms of transforming the lives of the average Gambian is the only person they're trying to conceal his history and the history of the Republic of the Gambia. Why is that the case? Why is the hate so raw, so pure, so strong to a point where you think, let's forget 22 years of Gambia? And most of you hating President Jammeh today are applying on roads that came about because of him, because PPP built no solid road ever. PPP was patching roads every rainy season. And when elections come, they'll go and pour gravel near communities and tell them, we're going to build tarmac next. Once the elections are done and PPP is won, that tarmac never gets built. Those of you complaining attended Gambia's university. Thanks to President Jammeh, we had a university. And those of you from outside of Gambia, the Republic of the Gambia never had a television station until 1996 or 1995. The Republic of the Gambia never had a university until it started in 1996, started churning out graduates in year 1999, 2000. Those of you watching and listening from outside of the Gambia, beware that Gambia didn't even have a national radio station before 1995. The radio station only covered some luxurious parts, some parts in the combos, urban areas of the Gambia. Those of you watching from outside of the Gambia, please beware, Gambia had no tarmac, real tarmac, outside of Caraba Avenue and Banjul to Westfield. Those of you watching this program, no Gambian obtained a degree on Gambian soil until 1999, year 2000. Those of you watching from outside, beware that the Republic of the Gambia didn't build a single hospital from taxpayers' money. All the hospitals that existed in the Gambia before 1994 were built by the colonialists, the Methodists, Anglicans, and so. The Republic of the Gambia never built a high school, never built a single school until 1994 when President Jammeh took over. They never built a hospital until President Jammeh took over and started building them left, right, and center. Those of you tuning in from outside, the Republic of the Gambia had telephone communications in a select few areas of the Republic of the Gambia. Certainly not the internet, certainly not smart communications, certainly not electricity, certainly not pipe-borne water in many communities. All that became possible in 1994 when the previous corrupt government of the PPP regime, which dipped the Gambian economy into depression, and the IMF, International Monetary Fund, had to put the Gambia government in an economic recovery program between 1987 and 1994. So when President Jammeh took over, the Gambian economy was already on life support, on economic recovery program. When President Jammeh took over, he had travel advice against his government. He had sanctions against his government because he overthrew the Western stooge that was in power in the Gambia for 32 good years, from 1965 to 1994. So therefore, they sanctioned President Jammeh because the stooge they had in place was unconstitutionally booted out of office. And this is where the hate is coming from. There's a gentleman from the Gambia Bar Association, an association of lawyers who frustrate legal action taken by a state-one individual. You think that a Gambia Bar Association would encourage an election petition, will encourage the Supreme Court in the Gambia to convene to hear a matter that was put before them. No, the Gambia Bar Association participates in illegality. They frustrated a constitutional process in December 2016. They frustrated the same constitutional process in 2017. I'll take your request to join in shortly. I'm just setting the tone for this program. And unfortunately, today, I'm not going to stay here longer than 7 p.m. By 7 p.m., which will be exactly 2 hours since I started this program is going to come to an end. All right? In a few minutes, I'll allow people to join in. So send in your requests to contribute to the program if you wish. So now, Where were we? We were talking about the Gambia Bar Association, frustrating legal process. They refused, they threatened the judges that were supposed to sit in December 2016 and January 2017 to hear the election petition by President Jammeh. They also did the same thing in 2021 when our legal system frustrated another election petition. So therefore, the world outside of Gambia, if you're not in Gambia and you didn't know what was going on, or if you're in Gambia but you didn't know what was going on, the Gambia Bar Association and our judiciary are architects of anti-justice in our republic. They have demonstrated that a couple of times. We are seeing weird things happening in our judiciary now with lawyers, judges, and others involved in drug dealing. But that's not a surprise. Our state has been usurped by a gang of individuals. And those are the individuals who don't want President Jammeh to be celebrated for the transformation that he brought to the Gambia. And this transformation is not hearsay. The transformation is tangible. It's conspicuous. It's loud. There's no way you're going to land in Gambia today and not see that big terminal building at the airport. There's no way you're going to enter Banjul and not get into Kunta Kinte Ferry or Kanilai Ferry or Johe Ferry, all purchased by President Jammeh. There's no way you're going to enter Banjul and not see Arch 22 erected by President Jammeh. And indeed, everything magnificent about Gambia today had its root from the Armed Forces Professional Ruling Council and has its roots from the APRC government of President Jammeh. That is the magnificent history that a bunch of Lilliputians want to conceal. They want that bit of our public infrastructure, public advancement, they want that to be muted, to be kept quiet, because most of these individuals opposing President Jammeh today were the children of the PPP regime, President Jawara's government, including Bibi Dabo's government and their children, who were holidaying in the United Kingdom and the United States at the expense of the poor Gambian citizens. When President Jammeh came and said, okay, all those privileges of ministers and top government officials sending their children to the United Kingdom, sending their children to the United States, when the government cannot build a single school, cannot build a single hospital, cannot erect anything, those privileges are gone. I'm going to take the milk bottles and share it between all Gambian children. There'll be equality. There'll be advancement of every child, regardless of your connections with government officials. There'll be schools everywhere. There'll be hospitals everywhere. There'll be free education for everyone. There'll be compulsory education for girls. There'll be child protection laws enacted in our parliament. There'll be women protection laws enacted in our parliament. There'll be domestic violence laws enacted in our parliament. We're going to do everything possible to empower our women and youth. That was the mantra of President Jammeh's administration. So therefore, if you're a Gambian woman, and based on my little experience of PPP government, I was little then, but I've since read Gambia's history thoroughly. The history goes back up to 1954 when I started reading it, of events that happened leading to Gambia's independence in 1965. If you're listening to me or reading stuff or seeing billboards in the Gambia and you're screaming and shouting at the top of your voice, you're screaming your lungs out, oh, President Jammeh shouldn't be on the billboards, you're exposing the level of your ignorance to the general public, because history is written. History doesn't have to favor anyone. History just documents matters that happen. That's what history does. It documents what happened, favorable or not favorable. So if you're trying to skip 22 years of Gambia's existence, you might as well go and take back your parents, your moms and dads 22 years from them, because you're saying everything else skipped by 22 years. You're trying to tell people the most successful government in Gambia's history should be forgotten, should not be celebrated. The leader of that government should not have their face on the billboard. Yet every day, these people are talking about President Jammeh because President Jammeh is their feeding trough. When they mention President Jammeh, They are masters at Westminster Foundation. They are masters at USAID. They are masters at other NGOs, which are basically Western spies in Africa, in many countries. They please those masters when they say, we don't want to see President Jammeh's face. He's Hitler. He's that. Yet the truth is, President Jammeh is nowhere near Hitler. Even his human rights record is better than the government before him and the government we have now. The other day I was talking about the fact that people are just talking about, oh, the manner in which people died. The manner in which individual died might be graphic, true, but the loss of life is the same across board. So just because you heard that somebody, again, this is I heard, and they never tell you the full story. So these individuals want us to believe something that we heard without evidence. But when we talk about tangible stuff, conspicuous projects, in-your-face projects that President Jammeh brought to the Gambia, they don't want us to talk about what's clear before us all. Plain stuff. They don't want us to talk about, but they want us to talk about hearsay. I heard this. I heard that. They said this. They said that. President Jammeh did this. Nobody has seen those things, but they want us to believe those things. But the things that we can see, that the government of President Jammeh was the first to build a government school, that the government of President Jammeh was the first to build a university, that the government of the Gambia under President Jammeh was the first to build a hospital, the government of President Jammeh was the first to build a long-distance tarmac for Gambian citizens, that the government of President Jammeh was the first to do 1, 2, 3, and 1,000 other things. They don't want us to talk about that. They don't want us to talk about what's clear, the evidence before us, but they want us to talk about and believe the non-evidence. Who are these people trying to fool exactly? What are they trying to talk about? Who are they trying to deceive? President Jammeh's name should be at the National Assembly building. He erected it. If they don't like him, they shouldn't be sitting in that building. You see, brothers and sisters, this is what look, I hate repeating myself because I've said this time and time again. We were at this topic before. I wrote this about 2019, 2020. And I said, if you hate President Jammeh that much, you don't like him, all right? And you removed his photo from the National Assembly. You're sitting in the National Assembly building built by President Jammeh. How can you hate somebody so much so that you don't want to see their photo, but you're sitting in the building that he erected? Yes, people always say it's taxpayers' money. True. But it's taxpayers' money. However, you're removing President Jammeh's photo from the National Assembly building. The only National Assembly building we had before President Jammeh erected that magnificent structure was a pub somewhere at Hagan Street or Independence Drive, actually. It was a pub. Gambia National Assembly used to sit in a pub to discuss national matters. It's an old British pub.
Lamin.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum.
Jatu.
Tamba no def.
Mangi nakam.
Fine.
Wow, Bama indi ni Bama invite mangi just lots of 7 guest requests. Bama indi some few people to the program.
Okay.
Yeah. So yaa ngi dégg gaay lu ñoo nekk di def indi Gambia lu ñoo wax si public platform yi am na yeneen dof keneen ki
bul waa Bemar.
Yeah.
ñu bëgg a yaaya ñun xam nañ yaaya lu ñu jaral ak fu ñu taxawal ak fi ñu jëlee.
Yeah.
Yaaya Jammeh fi ñu jëlee gis nga nguuri Jawara bi fiil.
Yeah.
Nguur boobu mooy nekk di rotate ni mooy nguuri Baro bi.
Exactly.
Because Yaaya Jammeh amul lum defut Gambia kuy gumbo sax.
Yeah.
Mooy la fañee ngaana yépp a kontaan nguuri Jammeh.
Yeah.
Understand nga?
Yeah.
So nguuri Jawara li ko doon daw nguur boobu lañ jëlaat di ko repeat ni nguuri kii Adama Barrow.
Yeah.
Because ñun xale lañ moon time yaa kii Jawara.
Yeah.
Waaye ñi soona ñi ñu ngi gënoon a soona.
Yeah.
ñi am ñi rek a doon dunda. Di nga gis ñuy dem school borom aleli seen moto leen drive seen doomi ba ci school bi yow baadoole bi yaa ngee dox.
Yeah.
From Abukobe Joswang, from Abukobe Kanifing, from Abukobe Talinding School.
Mm-hmm.
So nguur boobu moom lañ jëlaat waaye Baro xam na ne su tëddoon nelaw sax suñ ko eewoon dina xam ne nguuri Yaya Jammeh amul fenn biir Gambia waaye lii ma laa wax rek Yaya Jammeh dina ñëw bu ko yàlla tuddee inshallah biir Gambia dina ñëw te lu ñoo wax ne buggu ñoo tey nataali Yaya Jammeh Yaya Jammeh lu mu def Gambia ban président ko fa def
kenn defu ko
Yaya Jammeh nataalam yi ñoo bañ nañ daaneel aaj bi nañ daaneel airport bi gis nga man
ak National Assembly bi fu ñoo toog noonu National Assembly bi si boppam fu ñoo toog noonu fuñ jéene woon nataalam nañ ko daaneel
3 years ago maa ngi jógee fii Sweden di dem Gambia billahi laa min tamba ak waxtu bi fi ma taxaw nii yàlla bu ma fi jógee maa ngi fas ma doom bi nii ci airport bi nii laa taxaw gis nga lifin bi ceiling boobu ci kaw te ñu ne ñu ko rénover ceiling bi moo daanu fi dama puus rek ceiling bi daanu ci suuf ma tiit ki ma àndal ma ne ko lii lañ wax ne ñaata million lañ si dugal ceiling bi di daanu ni mu ne ma yaa ngi Gambia oytuul ma ne ko oytuuma dara
42 million lañ wax 42 million
ma ne oytuuma dara laa wax lépp laay wax sécurité bi xool ma muy laaka joolaa bi mu laakee joolaa mu ngi wax moromam ne di xam naa ne ki supporta Jammeh la de waaye de war naa moytu ma tontuwaat ko ci joolaa ni ko nag weeni joolaa laa nampa li nga wax dégg naa ko ñoom ñaar yëpp ñu ree ñoom xam nañ ne seen boppa ne li Yaya Jammeh def Gambia amul benn président buy toogaat Gambia bu ko mun a def
dégga
oto ñu ngi wax ne 22 years waaye 22 years lim si def nañ ko compter Gambia ban lopitaan Gambia school free education for girls man mi nga wax ni man mii bokk naa ci ñu daan dox campagnal Jammeh dem ba State House muy maye maalo di maye xaalis Yaya Jammeh lum defal Gambien yi billahi ak Yaya Jammeh bu leen téye moo leen a téye nii ba léegi nit ki ak lu mun di def waxal lu baaxam wax mbaaxi sa jàmbur wàññiw ci sa mbaax dara Yaya Jammeh we need Jammeh back ñun mi ko bugga suñ bi xol yi yàlla xam na ko
absolutely
yàlla dina def jaama inshallah bés bu ko yàlla tuddee kenn du ko teree ñëw Gambia Yaya Jammeh dina toog dina dugga si biir Gambia te bés bu ñëw dégga ñëw ñun ñu nekk Europe dinañ ko jóg ba Gambia welcome ko mu dugga si inshallah rabbi Jammeh Musa Joola Mansour ñun sa gannaaw te ñun sa gannaaw ëllëg dëkk bi soone nañ dañ soona Gambia soona nañ torop Gambia
soona nañ torop xoolal every day
ban reason lañ am ñu ne Yaya Jammeh waruñoo ci génne na waruñoo ci ban reason lañ ko teg waaye ñoom ñëpp a hypocrite yaa gis loolu
Lady B mutal Lady B mutal for now Jatu haral waaw maa ngi try pour mute waaye nangut ma mute ko
Lamin Tamba ñu fi di fayal jànk yi ñuy dem ay Dubai ay China xaalis si dëkk bi la ñoo jël di ko fayal jigéen ñi ñuy dem ay China ay Dubai baa doole yaa ngi soon amatuñ luñ lekka yàlla ko booñe man bi seer na
Jatu haral I don't know why mu nangut Lady B mutal maa ngi try pour mute ko waa mënuma mute te mënuma ko drop maa ngi try pour drop Lady B ok dem na continue Jatu
dafa metti man dama xamul ban reason lañ wax ne Yaya Jammeh nataalam bi dañ ko ban mënuma understand
na hate rek la
reason lañ ko teg ci ban yoon lañ ko teg te Gambien yi nangu ñoo wax dëgg Gambien yi li leen yaaxa dañ hypocrite Gambien yi dañ hypocrite waaye suñ toogee tëdda nelaw ñoo xam nañ ne Yaya Jammeh du moromi Baro sax
non nekkuñ di same class sax
du seen morom sax ba pare li ñoo def nii billahi wallahi talaay Jammeh Adama Barrow na xam ne time am dina jot moom dina toog xaw ma tiyaaraal si la xaw ma dina fa musa toog moom
non
epoo na ko sóoraale
dégg nga
because lu ñoo def nii yëpp nonsense la Yaya Jammeh dañ ko war a jubilate every year suñ président boobu ba pare man ma gën a naan ay 22 bi lu tax ñu war a wàccee station bi foofu
dañ naan dof lu rek te xam nga pour statue bi buñ ko wàccee ñaata la cost gaay $56,000 la leen cost in 2017. Yeah, if you look at the inflation figures there, that 56,000 will probably cost you about $70,000-$80,000 pour watch statue bi. The statue bi amut kanami Yaya Jammeh, amut turi Yaya Jammeh. They just went, then just statue bi rek daji ko si platform bu nekkoon noonu in front of the arch, in front of the fountain. Yeah, te receipt boobu noonu buñ ko daaneloon man maa share on receipt boobu noonu on Facebook. $56,000 lañ jël lañ fayoon contractor bi pour mu dem daaneel statue bi as if statue bi Yaya Jammeh moo ko moom. Yeah.
Pour Gambia la.
They just sick.
Ñaata nit ko soxla Gambia.
Yeah.
Ñaata nit Europe ñu fi nekk yéen xam ngeen boy si bagway number 1. Soo leen gërëmut coy soo leen gërëmut nuñ ko dee waxee. Soo leen gërëmut Yaya Jammeh.
Yeah.
Parce que Yaya Jammeh tax ñu bari tey toog di lekk Gambia.
Exactly.
Yéen gis ngeen nguuri Jawara man nii maa ngi nekk xale maa ngi am suma cousins yoo xam ne ñoom tanta ay Dakar la ñoo jógee di ñëw holidays Kairaba hotel Sénégambia hotel ministre yi ñoo leen a fayal.
Yeah.
di ñëw holidays xaalis bu bari la ñoo yóbbu Sénégal. Guinée Bissau dañoo jógee weekend la ñoo dem weekend.
Yeah.
Friday Saturday Sunday ñu ñib si ay Guinée Bissau flight la ñoo jël ay Dakar loolu man maa si teg sama bët maa ko am.
Yeah, no ñun
ko fekkee.
Yeah, dégga fekkee naa ko man tam.
Nguur boobu moo nekk di dawaat nii.
Yeah, tam boobu noonu suñu area Bundung every Friday ngoon nit ñi buñ julee ba pare Friday prayer fa lañ dee indi Jamel Cham yaa ngi fàttali ko Jamel Cham.
Waaw Jamel Cham.
Yeah, fa lañ dee indi si boori jàkka bi Bundung mos si koona bi. Nga dégg ñu naan ndongo gisuma dara ñoo ke ba ndong gisuma dara ñu ngi foog a sabar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So nguur boobu moo nekk di daw nii.
Yeah.
Di seen people yi ñoo nekk ci ron.
Yeah. And
waaye baro na xam ne moom.
Yeah.
léegi tey alaafiyaam jeex.
léegi tey baro xam na ñi nga xeex bu ñoo def yëpp. Yeah, xeex bu ñoo def yëpp.
xeex bu yam ñoo dégg na déggulooñu.
Yeah.
ñoo laa mat soo.
Yeah.
ñu sa gannaaw tey ba ëllëg.
Yeah.
waaw. man de loolu laa wax man su ma mënoon a dem ba Equatorial Guinée.
Yeah.
ñu indi ko sax mu ñëw.
Exactly.
xamal ne waa welcome nit ñi ñañ la soxla Gambia.
Yeah.
xale yi dégg leen seen interview bi.
Absolutely.
xale yëpp na ma Yaya Jammeh.
Interview bi dina ko dégg xam na ne Gambia ne dañ ko soxla waaye you see the thing is President Jammeh du dee rox yaa ngi maa dégg te xam na ne Gambia mu ngi si benn façon ngi problème a lot of stuff gis nga President Jammeh lu mu waxoon si audio bi keroog lu ndaw la te loo xam ne loolu la mun a wax si biti am na lu bari luy happen si ron loo xam ne du ko bugg a wax si biti pour nit ñi dégg ko what's happening in the Gambia now is ridiculous.
te bi lay Lamin Tamba bés bi Yaya Jammeh ne képp am na yaa ngee noos.
Yeah.
ñu bari li ñoo def dañ xam ne nit ñi xamuñ ko. nit ñi xam nañ ko de waaye bés bu baro jógee yëpp dina leer te yëpp dina set.
Yeah. ba pare ba
def leen rek.
Yeah.
bàyyi leen ñu def rek.
I know. ba ma indi kii ne PK. Where's PK? PK, you're on? Yaa ngi mute. All right, welcome to the program, everybody. Welcome to the program. We have PK, we have Ramatullah, we have Leo, we have Pretty Yamu, then we have Nopero. Nopero, welcome to the program, everybody. PK mungi mute, hamanda hamnane mungi mute. PK saton la today Bugulowa, then I can go to Yamu. Ramatullah. Hello, Ramatullah.
ñu ngi mute. maa ngi am sama benn cousin Ndeye Gueye every day mu ngi laa seetaan Stockholm fii la nekk.
Okay.
Every day mu ngi laa seetaan mu ngi laa follow.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
wax yow torop sax.
Yeah, nul ma ko waay dina wax gaay benn bés.
Yaya Jammeh la moom soo ko dóoree samurai la.
Yeah.
Yaya Jammeh kooku moom. Daf ma ne dama bugg a dem sax Equatorial Guinée ma ne ko maa yow a bugg a dem waaye duñ ko gis.
Yeah. Léegi tey yaagaatut léegi tey. Welcome to the program. Fodé xam naa ñeneen naa ngi mute. Fodé, welcome to the program. Yeah, PK.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Oh, okay.
PK, go ahead. Fodé, you'll come next.
Carry on.
No. Okay.
No. Ngata fu.
Okay, bana.
So be memendiamo ka wolem Diamond Jubilee President Jammeh ngamoy mo jamabe kumbola be wuri kan ha imanyana President Jammeh la natalo kela billboard o nyinto as part of Gambia's Diamond Jubilee 60 years of independence. So iman lafika moy iman lafika je, and those people shouting and screaming wala be tubabol jamu kan wala be tubabo ka fo nyaade wala be tubabo wala ka sali tubabol ma yeah Ima alalonde. No. Because ni alalong ha ka tubabol le bato. Ni alalong ita afola mole ko 22 years man sotono. Ya moyle.
Yeah.
Ita afola mole ko President Jammeh nene manke mansati Gambia. Ase diaitolie aman diaitolie history mobuka safe no mobuka senkan safe no. Menketa history ka wala record whether you like it or not, that's what it is. Yeah? Yeah, so be program on be kam because ngajele be wuri kanga duntajana people worshipping their Western masters, Westminster Foundation and the dodgy Gambia Bar Association, the criminal Gambia Bar Association basically. And in Mokoto and in PPP that failed administration of PPP afanan diamotale. Yeah? Yo, so program on yimbi porka itani molako. Ilafi Jammeh malafi President Jammeh. President Jammeh is part of Gambia's best history when it comes to average Gambian citizens. Yo, since Tubabol Fatatanang in Gambia 1435 or 1455, I cannot remember my long-term history now. But about 500 years ago, Tubabol Nata Africa, they came and discovered the Gambia, right? They discovered Gambia, even though Gambia existed before that. Yeah? They discovered Gambia. So, Bimole Diabo Kanko, Imalafi President Jammeh Natalo Itaraji. So, what they want is Safari Mansingate, they skip Perez Njai, then they put Jawara, then they put Jammeh, then they put Barrow. Boy, man, Lafi Jammeh Talaji, after doing a Jammeh history pick, is illegal for Dunia. President Jammeh was president for 22 years. Imamira Munyama at reality, man.
No. Manke, Dalo Nyamatia, Ifulale.
Yeah.
Ikado Jala Betamaka, Identicodum, Betamaka Silokam. You know, Barala Mirol, the Mirol Monkey killing because Kule Adasa.
Yeah.
Olon Fentimi Alonco Alamin in the Mimu Hakiloti.
Yeah.
Amarike Miralde. But Abuka Dalilu Kenoala Mirol.
Yeah.
So New Mali Buka Dalilu Mirabuka Kitio
yeah.
Umanken there. Because I think you would that one Minka Tamu on Wole Kanyan.
Yeah.
Mudobije, a Sondomole Dasata, Mukuramoleti.
Yeah.
Akakuto Paka because Alamiro ni mo, Armadon Lamiro Monkey killing. Ufana Munyamato.
Yeah.
But it coming for Moken de Yamato, Ufana Bijin.
Yeah.
Momial Alon the Co. Akamul for in the Minonte Tonat. Afonga Kamanke Tonati. Akamul land defend the Mimanke Tonati for Molsalawa.
Yeah.
Ufana Manken there. But Ilamin, there are 2 things or 3 things that I want you to understand.
Yeah.
And until being our learners, Apun on this rock on Aputuba Konga, Apun in Kasinka Konga, and Tula Konga, Zapun in Fulakonga Jola Kong.
Yeah.
Kuflaolum, Tonya Bijele, and Itela Miro, Ilajerina.
Yeah.
A fact and an opinion.
Yeah.
You might kill it.
No.
So, Omul Minkofer, the entire tell opinion.
Yeah.
Where a full opinion, La Miro Nila Jerina, and in Hadabarumialanka Hakilos, Jernia Kirkil, Utra Mole Bulmimbi Jube.
Yeah.
Ulana Bidat and Kibar also. Well-informed information comes out of, you can make a well-informed judgment about the person.
Yeah.
You more than told Manta or Bulala will know. Because Tariko ya itandile, Interfon Alaya Fanat and Niwoli do cooking Ajelang along Musifal. I'm not going to go there. But I left like a Dantane for a Purka justify.
Yeah.
Jumal on Safari Mansingati, Jumale Cartefire.
Moment Cartefire.
Governor.
Moment Cartefire.
Forcing Candy.
Yeah.
A moment for Central Kamato Konyanta ko celebrate.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So Londo le mon futajeto. Janni Jawara Besila. carte fayo le follow keta Gambia.
Yes.
Combo sen miri le carte fayo ke. Juma la win, Per Njai la win. Niba Per Njai fola, the first person in political party along the Gambia.
Yeah.
JC Phylum, Jen qualify.
Yeah.
Jen qualify, woman tara una taloto. The first person me alongo, the trade union is okay.
Yeah.
And said no to paying tax without representation.
Yeah.
First trade union. So I do Francis Small.
Yeah.
No. Where is I am Gabu Jahumba? Was the first secretary general of the trade union.
Yeah, at the year.
So Nanjumi Bebo, if it technology, but it's a killing Jube, Nico Safariman Bijele, Unatina Cabringa independence, one republic.
Yeah.
Become self-government law.
Yeah.
Safariman didn't impose gum. So new farmer as Safariman Setaranoje.
Yeah.
How about Momi Alon Kusanji Momulika Kartify Kakiji?
Yeah.
Impose.
Yeah.
So to the moleable to make their judgment.
My brother, Mona make to Baro fango fanna na taro man na tara barok sa natala waru faneka barok fan baro amu education amu dara unexpected president la lutax yaay Jammeh natala waru fa tego ñu fa tek natali baro ci popa adi fangole man kendi ya
yeah
degala okay
yeah
so those are reasons. The other reason is 30 years of President Jawara Larue 30 years of President Jawara Larue. Among Hani High School killing all Gambia.
Yeah.
Institutional means Sembo Wartan Jemi Alan Kole Haita. It's a college, was Yundum College.
Yeah.
O college, Imalo, Itolmo Wolo, O college mo poultry related. A poultry letter ya convert ya college. I can go to the
no
now.
I'm not surprised because Banjul Fana ya pub letter ya man ya ke mola parliament British colonial pop. Yeah.
Exactly. A pop that is yeah, Jammeh National Assembly House law we are proud of it.
Yeah.
A monumental one me Gambia. So nika political ko community independent ko go jurala.
Yeah.
Me ko Mario I told someone to yourself independent.
Yeah.
I karamul law, I parliament dial, I university law, I television law, I airport law. Then I'm an airport of because I grew up in that airport.
Yeah.
Airport of Mialan could flight boita. Incoming guess on Minata, they wait under the tree. So that this patronata, they came in and check up and come. So arrival, they wait under the tree. Billahi, wallahi, tallahi.
No, it's true, Najala Murubungonying. It's like a poultry farm actually, it's still there.
Exactly. They came and gave us a dignity of an airport.
Yeah.
Of course, me along President Barako Kabraba renovate like $42 million and still it's leaking.
Yeah.
No electricity, nothing absolutely.
Yeah.
So just for himself, at the because of his philanthropy, President Jammeh, the first sponsor, more than 250,000 students. You know, more than our fair school. Not from government money, not from taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
If I establish one organization, they don't fail girls in school. So from grade 1 to grade 12, girls education was free.
Yeah.
And eventually it becomes free for everybody.
So essence bi ñaata nit la yone pour ñu dem jangi pour ñu mëna gas essence bi légui kenn waxatu ci dara.
Yeah.
ñaata nit la ya Jammeh fayal scholarship pour ñu dem jang rek pour ñu ñëwé pour gas essence bi ak ñu ñoo usé suñ yépp bir Gambia.
Bucket loads.
Okay, thank you very much. Also, Yokasilingawa, 1970, like constitution, the Gambians binding ko.
Yeah.
Kiko Bila is a British. 1970, Bobulanjel, constitution, dañ ko bindal. We open 1997, our own constitution written and drafted, agreed, everything by Gambians. Why Ted Nanjok constitution, but that is not important.
Yeah.
What that is the constitution, Bobu, more is Adama Barrow. Bobula Adama Barrow jël muy appoint as minister bobula day jël doole bobula mo jël muy foole nit ñi bobula mo jël muy establish bobula mo jël doole bobula jël ñu joko power mu mëna celebrate 60 years mu ne ko isi constitution bobu duñ ko celebrate so lolu dama ne ñuko wax seen xalaat la ñu wax
be pare fode that 1970 constitution pour yokasi li nga wax ni 1970 constitution was the most discriminatory constitution you'll ever find joxoton suñu jigéeni the right to have their children as descents, as citizens of Gambian of the Gambia by descent. so amee doom ak jigéen góor gi Gambian la jigéen bi non Gambian doom ji dafa nekk Gambian automatically because the father is Gambian. Why if it's the other way around, the father is non-Gambian and the jigéen is Gambian, sa doom ji will not be automatically a Gambian citizen. President Jammeh moo jéene loolu mu def ko equality. Gambian woman, Gambian man, so amee doom anywhere, sa doom gi is a Gambian citizen by descent. Before, it was only men that are entitled to that. President Jammeh moo ñëw jéene loolu yëpp jox jigéen ñi seen full rights mu empower leen. Continue.
suñu bëggee yokka ma bàyyi la woon sax nga wax yi fi ndaw yi ñun biñ doon grow up soo amee 18 years dofloo sa nga ne dangaa dem ut carte especially nga ne dangaa taxaw pour ñu nga context you have to be 23 or 26 years pour mun a sànni carte
dégguloo
yaa ngi gis so bi mu ñëwee mu lower down loolu is an act of parliament boo xam ne is youth empowerment jox ndaw yi doole from 18 years pour nga mun a participate in the political dispensation ubbi lu ñu ooyee youth bureau am youth commission ndaw yu mun a participate in yaa Jammeh mu empower loolu noonu jox ko ndaw yi waaye li ma si fu ma bëggoon a dem rek quickly mooy su fekkee ne pour jox askan bi doole jël xaalis dugal ko seen poche politique bi xalaat bi yaa Jammeh am bi mu ñëwee bu mu toogee suñ demee the other side of Gambia and that is one part bi nga xam ne dafa rich trop mooy Kombo South a lot of people suñ jàngee ba wàcca carton dañ dee stay foofu dañ dee ut kër ay Kombo ñu stay foofu oo ñuy luwaas because duñ dee mun a àgga ñoo dem liggéey because there's no working place so da ngaa gis ne migration bi from Kartong to Gunjur to the Kombo area dafa bari woon because soo jógee Kartong war a ñëw Banjul it takes you nearly from 6 a.m. soo jógee 10 o'clock nga àgga Banjul 10 a.m. soo jógee Banjul pour dem yaa ngi àgga Kartong around 7-8 o'clock waaye today 20 minutes 30 minutes you can be in Kartong and come back dañuy dañoo jógee Kartong ñuy dem liggéey Banjul ñëw that Kombo Coastal Road moo tax tey kër Sanyang is 1 million kër Kartong is 1 million kër anywhere around that and Jambanjeli Tujereng so those are things nga xam ne development factors ñoo moo ko isi lii mooy development so naka nga toogee nga ne te ku nekk ñoom ñëpp ñu ngay dem Sanyang léegi to have this naka deep sea port ñu bëgg ko sampa because yoon a fa nekk in those days kenn xalaatu ko so nañ leen seet loolu noonu ba pare léegi ñoom fu ñu ko wéer mooy li xew si dëkk bi suñ demee in African countries soo demee Liberia soo demee Ghana soo demee yeneen dëkk yi seen président yi nga xam ne ñu ngi fa toog ñu ngi leen a célébrer lu ñu def foofu noonu yaa Jammeh defu xaaf bi fii waaye tey ñu ngi dégg Donald Trump mu ne ICC dafa sign boppam génn human right te ñu ne Netanyahu dañ ko Benjamin Netanyahu as ICC dañ ko solar pour arrest ko waaye mu ne du am te Netanyahu xool leen ñaata doomu aadama la rey
on tape
xale yi ñaata la rey
on tape everybody is seeing it
loolu mooy pure genocide waaye ana African leaders yi ñu war a jóg ñu ne Donald Trump lu nga wax du dëgg ñun ñëpp ñu ngi si United Nations bi li ak they are all muted
they're all quiet they're like mice chicken hearts
it's only 24 December 23 take 22 days more des through the president of Guinea-Bissau Embalo two-term lañ fa def termam bi second term bi war naa jee 22 days more des ana ECOWAS pour wax ko ne do call for an election waaye ñoom man ko fi ak Macky Sall ak Alassane Ouattara pour ñu wax president of ECOWAS ñu isi resolution pour isi ay soldats in the Gambia Sénégal sa léegi ñooñu I am going to question that te dama binda seen groupe laajte leen lu tax bentee seen soldats yi ñu ngi Gambia there is no genocide there is no fighting nothing so ñoom suñu fight about liberation dañu war a génne seen soldats from the Gambia pour ñoo nekk fii duñu it's like Senegal is occupying us so ñooñu suñu waree celebrate ñooñu lu tax duñu war a celebrate yaay ki nga xam ne dafa dox tànka la dox from Yundum to Banjul bi moo jël nguur gi direct to président Jawara dafa ñëw Angleterre fii jël 3 SIA men yóbbu leen Gambia taami coup d'état bi kuko 81
SAS
ni jàppa di SAS di jàppa Gambian di leen jox Sénégal they were murdering them Sénégal yi si dañ jàpp ay Gambian tëj leen si biir cell in Banjul ñoom ñëpp a fa dee they forgot them they all died The cholera outbreak in a constitution prison. Time Jawara.
Yeah, Murray, a lot of inmates from the 1981 coup. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So now, if you look at all that, because Jawara.
Yeah.
Because Jammeh we have to tell the bull by the horn.
Yeah.
So you all to remadi. We have Madi Jobat.
Yeah.
Madi Jobat sa. Binya time UDP ñu dañ bëgg candidate ñu dem ko ñu ko kay def mu ne du taxaw dafa daw
tapet la it's chicken heart
so koku naka la mo bëggé réew mi
yeah
di approach yu nga ne do ñew yo bëgg gis nga that man dafa bëgg pour ñu ne Madi
yeah
lolu he's the most irrelevant person ki ma gis
yeah
lolu ta man la janga dafa am janga bo xamne dafa am barké ak janga bo xamne amul barké mun nga xam te fekk benté nekkulo di xamal nit ñi parce que yow da nga gis ñoo ko gisé ñoo ko waxé ñoo ko défé da nga bëgg pour ñepp na topala ci lool and it's not going to be so semi for nobody ngolé dron wolam president Jammeh need to be celebrated nene mom president no soto min ka muntakate ning inata Adama Barrow ning president Jammeh muntaki dul ba fala e lafta wala ñindo lafta e ka fami ko do momin jiko diate ine wala kata you see see what we are trying to tell the people is you cannot write. In fact, you cannot rewrite the history of Gambia. Minus Yaya Jammeh.
No.
Because any monument that is out there, anything that is there, Mom Yaya Jammeh moko. Anything that you see, Mom moko. So we must have to appreciate that. Why are we doing this? Because
even the International Conference Center, where they go every day to chat, to talk rubbish, President Jammeh built it for Gambian people. Yeah, and they named it after who? Jawara Sadauda Kairaba Jawara. So everything President Jammeh built that was good, they're naming it after other people. Yeah?
Yo, man, with due respect, Jawara bim ñu def ko teral.
Yeah.
Lu tax mënu Yaya Jammeh munta ñit ci ñu teral ko. Te with due respect, li Jawara def yépp time am.
Yeah.
Ken wax ko.
Yeah.
Yaya Jammeh daf ko delluwaat back ci dëkkam.
Yeah. Why?
Everything with salary, full security.
Yeah. Just nga Jatu Jawara bum ñewon fekk Yaya Jammeh was performing miracles with the little money we have. Mu don develop dëkk bi bu baaxa ba in the early 2000s. Jawara su waxon sa du daan am cadeau. He would have had a lot of support. Why ñi xam nañ ne dañ fail ben façon ni fail. President Jammeh su ñëwé rek dafa wax rek ñeppay déglu President Jammeh ñom kenn du leen déglu wa because they failed significantly. That's the problem they got here because dañ xam ne dañ fail ba pare suñ appeals court mu ne bagage Yaya Jammeh buñ jël jaay ko amuñ benn loi bu leen jox doole pour jaay bagage boobu noonu gaa ngi ragal pour président Jammeh dellu si for many reasons yaa ngi maa dégg a lot of reasons ñu ngi ko xee pour stop ñëwam bi because of luñ def diggante 2017 and 2024 so they don't want président Jammeh to come because su ñëwee accountability dafa am te accountability boobu lañ ragal te when we go back to 1981 a lot of inmates were kept in jail for a year without charges or trial. You cholera outbreak in Mile 2 prison, you buried there. Even Sirif Mustafa Diba, the leader of the main opposition party at the time, then got jail on Mile 2 for a year. Then got released about 3 weeks before the presidential election of 1982.
The only jail then could on nandal kerosene la don nan.
Man, degal lolo.
Let me tell you, when I started politics, I was a member of Moja.
Yeah.
From Moja, I voted for an NCP candidate in Commonwealth.
Yeah.
The speaker stood against my uncle.
Yeah.
And then the rest is history.
Yeah.
But if I'm kula question,
yeah.
I even wanted to ask you, Lamin Tamba.
Yeah.
What did APRC and President Jammeh did to Madi Jobate? So you can answer. I don't know.
Yeah. Look. So this Yama just said, Yama 73 said, even the library at the new university campus, which is built by President Jammeh again, they said the library is named after Aliou Badara Diouf, the late Aliou Badara Diouf, the former vice president. But they will not name it after President Jammeh, who built it. Yeah. So the question is, what did Yaya Jammeh do to Madi Jobate and others? Yaya Jammeh didn't do anything to these people. What he did was, most of these people are PPP babies. The fact that President Jammeh took the milk bottle from a few of them and said, okay, it's now time for every Gambian citizen to share the milk bottle. All Gambian children are equal. Equal opportunity to education, equal opportunity to scholarships, equal opportunity to medical services, equal opportunity to every single thing. Lolo molen nahari send holiday to England ak America every summer holiday. Lolo mo jehon mo nga dem sa holiday if you can afford it yourself. Wa jel alalingu di ko holiday England, di ko holiday United States. Lolo mo jehon in July 1994. Lolo mo nahari PPP babies betay. Then you bury you sib President Jammeh betay. They were the people who sent people to fight President Jammeh's government in November 1994. Yo halata rek, in November 1994, President Jammeh came to power 22nd July 1994. Danaka July was finished, right? Because he couldn't have done anything in those 8 days. So let's look at it this way. President Jammeh's time in power was August, September, October. By the 11th of November, plan nañ pour overthrow ko. What mistake did President Jammeh make at that point? Pour ñu overthrow. That overthrow, when tried on the 11th of November 1994, PPP ñoko sponsor. Boom, failure, a lot of PPP ministers knew down Jala border. They went their way because they knew what was coming. So if he said, okay, President Jammeh have done rare, President Jammeh have done definitely. On the 11th of November, can President Jammeh Ray at that point? None. Nobody died. Nobody was abused. Nothing. Even PPP ministers, most of them were free. They're going about their business. So 3 months in, 3 months in, so they President Jammeh have done Ray a lot and you President Jammeh. In 3 months, he didn't put a foot wrong. In fact, within those 3 months, Donna the Sampa Yon, the lay foundation stones for primary schools. What mistake did he make in those 3 months for anybody to think, let's overthrow him? Was he overthrow Bobunak? Mo am ñu seen bakke ni faatu woon si overthrow bi seen bakke ni des foofu noonu. But at the end of the day, the question is, what did President Jammeh do wrong in November, 3 months in power? What did he do wrong for you to want to kick him out violently?
Hamga cook sponsor that coup d'etat of 11th November. Do you know?
No. They're gonna Bibi Dabo run away after that. I don't know whether he was involved in it.
Bibi Dabo as finance minister.
Yeah.
And he accepted it.
Yeah.
He was the only one retained.
Yeah.
Very good. Bintoge.
Yeah.
Kifa Togon, you find Togon, they don't want it.
Yeah.
They for contact the Mansa Kongo send chief executive.
Yeah.
Nyunko Pakaya Fufana.
Yeah.
Pakaya mobilized $1 million in New Joko and the lad Dabo who led that attempted coup plan in November 11th.
November 11th, yeah.
Yeah. Then President Jammeh was at State House.
Yeah.
That guy, who stopped that coup plot? Was it President Jammeh or Sana Sabuli or Edward? And what happened? They're not going to mention that.
Yeah.
But Hanga Loluta you were them on TRC to say that they didn't. Why? Loluta knew.
Yeah.
Because other people will think we are trying to defend Yaya Jammeh. What we are trying to defend is his legacy, so that he is included in anything that is related to the
history of the Gambia. Yeah.
Gambia. So if you can read it, it cannot be erased from the history. So that is the fact. The other point is Lamin man yo akenen agnyom jabu and all these people what we are advocating is Yaya Jammeh is an African. He's a citizen of the Gambia.
Yeah.
Defa am nangu to bo xamne moko gene te wara pour mu wara ñëw by force defa is another issue.
Damila, can you mute please? Damila, can you mute your mic please?
Luñ bëgg am moy mu ñëw peacefully mu tok kanilay.
Yeah.
Ndax dina nekk président lolu des na ci askan bi ak suñ borom.
Yeah.
Suñ borom su ne waaw na taxaw askan bi ne dañ ko sanel kenn du ko mëna stop because of till now Lepolo was Yaya Jammeh is an allegation.
Yeah.
And you are innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Why you have no defense bop ay jangakat on you nekk ci diaspora bi di wax ni waaw li la def kila rey. That is an allegation, is conspiracy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What they are telling us is diw mo wax ne diw mo ne Yaya Jammeh mo ne ñu def li. Those are things. So basically if people are advocating for that, Manela, where we are learning our big brothers, America and so on, they are saying that they are not accepting human rights. It's corruption. There's a lot of corruption in human rights. So are we not also entitled to say what is happening in Gambia is not correct? Why didn't you the follow-up program? You know what is true. President Jammeh is a bona fide pan-Africanist. He's a patriotic Gambian, and he fought for the development of the Gambia. Do musa dem suñ yalla sax bi bala lata mu yoni suñ yonante bi def ko fekk fu tok mu yoni malaika ne ko demal nga ko mu janga mu ne ko ikra mu ne ko ma ana bi kar mu ne ko lan lay janga mu ne ko ikra janga nga xam sa borom nga xam naka nga ko jamu te janga bi pour mu sax Gambia ya janga apart from the people tax bi ñoo pay his leadership mota bi tay you walk only 50 kilometers, 50 meters, less than 1 kilometer, you go to a school. But today, those public schools are all deteriorating. So, how we gonna janga them to a public school? Well, you talk to diaspora, diaspora society, they go equal society.
Sen keri betok da nga dega ñu waxa ken waxa
no
exactly. And these are the people ñu OSN go for struggle the remnants are still here they go to Gambia amna ñu bari ngo xamne te ñu leena presidential advisor they went to a university that is built by Jammeh in fact Jammeh sponsored them up to university level they brought them and brought them as so kon li nga wax rek la ak ñeneen di wax rek moy diga bi let's give the devil his due.
Absolutely.
So I want to still advocate and stand by that name. Jammeh. In fact, he should be on top of the list. Any poster. Any poster to celebrate this thing.
Absolutely. Bama make. Bama make Pique Yangfa. Pique Abenyadi. No fear, come ahead because PK mungi mute. Go ahead, no fear.
Okay.
Damila, mute some mic, be please, Damila. Damila one, can you mute your mic, please? Okay. All right, continue, no fear.
Mental problem how you understand lack of mentality
of
us
I
understand because so any what man biri ya come demo ko wa develop ni man ya demo ko man time ni 20 years la am suma 8 la wa nga xale bu ndaw la so wa kon dama leen di wane comme aduna bi lu mo dawé ni time ni amna so ñom na ñoma mak say comme ça c'est mass yi de lo ya xam ngeen lu xam ne man xawuma ko so dama xol comme so dama AES bu ñu wax ni Mali Burkina Faso Niger dañ bañ pour nekkal ñi slave ya understand because Africa come so when you nekkal Western be slave they call you a names bad names dictator like the same thing lo len def Muammar Gaddafi gal lo def Patrice Lumumba Thomas Sankara Paul Mugambi Malcolm X Steve Biko da nga name gay comme doom na jaxal gay they refuse what gay len nekkal slave we will work for our people we will work for our country you understand so when you come nekkal gay slave ni de len saxal pexe francophone de kay bor yoy gis ni yep ñu ngi am terrorist group yi ni terrorist group yoy yep western ñoko fom fofu
dega
ya nga understand understand so comme Gambia ñu lolé wara xam ñu ubisun body small bolo de wara xam lol because most of us in our country there comme ñame genon most of them guy ewun xam nga understand most of them guy ewun ya nga so ñu amé ñu ci outside ñu wara jappalé ga xam nga wax gal ñu daw ci Afrique ci aduna bi nga understand most of them they are voting especially su yaay sa nga parce que ñom dañ wona dama la sampal dama leen di sampal marché dama li defal ni xam nga fa ga dañ nax gaay jël seen carte seen té carte bu gaay xeb non carte bu mo nekk seen life so carte soko joxé ni dafa melni comme sa life nga jël nga denkané ko ya understand
absolutely
ile life yo jël ko na life mo da xam da ababon ni yo jël ya understand so ñu sun gaay do leen naxé gaay comme gaay ñu wone ya Jammeh dictateur la xam nga Gallo len def Libya is the richest country in the world Africa in the world la wax is the richest country in the world you understand well Libya so Libya mu ngi yahu ba tay America ñu fa nekk ba tay legi fu no wax ni legi America ñu fa tammi ni you understand so ñun Africa ni de wara ko bisun ko dafa doy legi boy slave bi dafa doy
dafa doy waa da nga gis ne no fear yaa nga gis ne ñuy make noise di bañ président Jammeh muy ñëw wala loo xam ne mu ngi involve président Jammeh wala ñu ngi ko bëgg a celebrate ñoom ñuy represent the foreign interest suñ country bi ñoom ñoo day jóg di oppose anything good about président Jammeh nga dégg Westminster Foundation nga dégg Foundation XYZ nga dégg Gambia Bar Association, and you don't understand why these people, despite President Jammeh lum def, President Jammeh lum def is plain. Everybody can see it. Yeah.
Jammeh is not a president. Jammeh is a savior. I understand.
Yeah.
Deka bo Gambia deka bo mu ngi sofa suma brother deka bo mu ngi sofa ñun tamu baro jël ci film bobu baro jël baro lifin na tamu jël country bobu sax dafa jël country bobu ci la ñun ñëpp ñu gëna Gambia té tamu ma sét ma 17 years tam bobu dara sa dafa tar suma brother dara nekk ci deka bobu youth yëpp nekk nañ drug addict drug nekk mu ngi dugg Gambia I understand because of lack of security you understand deka bobu fu ñu change mentality bi té nguur bu fa nekk nguur bu dafa war joggé fofu Afrique da wara xol neexul AES lu nga développer bu na façon tamili sen goal yi ñoo ko contrôle sen mineration sen resources yépp ñoo ko contrôle bu na façon dañ start defar sen own moto aerotonal mu ngi daw sen da kay fu Mali the same thing Niger the same thing da kay ñu ngi develop ñu ngi dem dafa am time mu ñoo dafa audi sa visa wala sa passeport nga dem fo because fo legi visa free la bu na façon loolu ubbi for Africans ya understand da kay ñu ngi develop ñu ngi dem Gambia da wara ko suñu legi wala ñu bay comme
Mane Gambia, even Guinea-Bissau and Sierra Leone, then you overtake legi. Guinea-Bissau and Sierra Leone, then you overtake, and those countries were behind us before. President Jammeh Bufanekon, we were speeding forward. Yeah. Wow.
Senegal, Gambia, and Gambia, school teje. Dañoo ñëw liggéey ci Gambia. Ñu am luñ soppine ñibi. School su teje Sénégalais dañ dé fess tép Gambia. Pour gëna yéré pour sen doomi school way tay so ñé Sénégal comme Europe so démé Dakar té comme Europe
sorry continue no fear okay luma ñu wandi ko comme da wara trañu change mindset be anytime Africa we have good president good leader they call him is a dictator because why Bromam dafa refuse pour negal guy slave so refuse pour negal guy slave anga pour exploit sa country the lady when you are a dictator they call you bad name so galolo ñu leen citizen nekul lolu president bo ci guy western guy is a dictator that president is a good president what they call Ibrahim Touré Burkina Faso they say is a dictator nekul dictator he's developing his country every single day Burkina Faso is advancing Mali the same thing these three countries are the country in Africa but the rest they are not country the rest they are controlled by the west even Senegal right now they sack France but still now Macky Sall, constituency of Macky Sall is still on in Senegal. You don't know that. That's why they are soldiers. They are still in Gambia. ECOWAS is not for Africa. No, you have to know that this ECOWAS is not for Africa. ECOWAS is formed by the Western so that they can exploit Africa.
ECOWAS is a French post. It's a French post in West Africa. Therefore, they know Lawani, Guinea-Bissau, 23 days more than they say to their presidential election. ECOWAS wahun sidara. They're quiet because Guinea-Bissau is a puppet of Macky Sall, the Umbalo, and Macky Sall is a puppet of the French. So Macky Sall nekon in power in Senegal, Adama Barrow ak Umbalo la Sampa. He installed both of them on behalf of his masters in France. Taken what to do with Gambia gas, oil and gas can what to go. But Senegal you get an oil rig right next to our border. Then you share the underground source. Senegal ñu ngi share underground source ak Mauritania wa underground source boobu noonu dañ d'accord on a deal pour ñu mën a share the oil at the border front rather than fighting so lu tax Senegal ak Gambia d'accord in the same deal on our oil and gas near Sangomar. What's going on? Continue, brother. Then so pare ñu dem to Piqué.
Senegal tamit because ñu seen dëkk Ousmane Sonko ko moom nguur mo place la mo ko joxe Ousmane Sonko su de comme Satan daf ko doon déglu bu baax daf ko doon déglu Ousmane Sonko su de comme Satan dafa doon Diomaye daf ko doon déglu bu baax kon Sénégal tamit fu nekk ni tamit dañoo gën a move yaa nga na ko dañ lu bëri waaye understand bo xam naa maybe set ñoom ñaari seen diggante dafa am lack of something like that I don't understand I don't know but African ni war a ñu xool AES bi nii mooy suñu chef yoon nii yow la ñu ngi over liggéey these people they are working AES they are doing a very good job in Africa and this Western, they are telling us these people are coup d'etat.
Yeah.
Let me tell people about this. This is not a coup d'etat. This is a revolution.
Yeah.
AES been a coup d'etat. It's a revolution.
Yeah.
People need to learn what I have, because they could coup d'etat. Coup d'etat, what Gine Lundef, Dumbia Lundef Gine.
Yeah.
Coup d'etat. You are working with the Western.
Yeah.
You are working with the imperial powers, and you are killing your people.
Yeah.
And you and your family are enjoying. Dumbia is Dumbia who do a coup d'etat, but not AES leaders.
Yeah.
AES leaders, these people are doing a very good job every single day. They are doing a good job.
Yeah.
Look at their territories now. It's clear now.
Yeah.
It's not terrorists. Yeah, that kind of terrorists.
No.
They are working for their people.
Yeah. In the beginning, amuñu won terrorists. Western powers are the people ñoo pour indi seen own soldats yi ñu jël leen ñu laxas moroso ñu taka seen boppay comme arab yi luñ dee def because skinny arab ak skinny tubaab is the same so suñ takkee seen boppa with the arab turban doo xam ne kii du pure arab dañoo naan jihadist fekk duñ jihadist is the foreign legions of other countries ñooñu la dee yóbbu ba pare fuñ la dee yoonee is only in areas foo xam ne mu ngi am natural resources like gold mines pour ñu dem def yenay and they come and attack those people nit ñi suñ dawee ñu doo di jël gold bi di ko siphon di ko jéene the same thing la ñoo def in Democratic Republic of Congo. Why? We come back to the Gambia again this Diamond Jubilee lu ñoo try pour jéene President Jammeh from the history of the Gambia loolu kenn du ko nangu. We need to stand up now and put plans in place for President Jammeh Delusi, and President Jammeh will continue to exist in Gambia's history for 1,000 years. Because 1,000 years later, when people like me disappear, they will not remember me. They'll not remember Madi Jobate. Then you remember Saliu Tal. Then you remember President Jammeh for 1,000 years. Then you know President Jammeh more sampon fi first university in the Gambia. President Jammeh more sampon fi Arch 22. President Jammeh more sampon fi first Talibum Jene from Combo from Senegambia to Kartong. Yang Madiga. Some of these people will not be remembered. They'll disappear. What President Jammeh lum def, ñom sen family, generations of their family will probably not do a quarter of that for the Republic of the Lolo mo de nari, because for some of them, President Jammeh sen age mate la. So President Jammeh lum defon dañ they jealous, be pare life bum live on dañ they jealous, ñu ko bañ, be pare equality bum indi, mu remove all the what do you call it? Special privileges to the children of government workers or ministers. Privilege you know, you la jël mu share ko ak Gambian citizens everywhere. Lolu mo len naxari bo President Jammeh will continue to exist in Gambia's history. Then nobody's going to erase his history. We'll fight for his history to continue because history cannot be changed. Lo happened. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Gambian government ñoo xool ne Gambia dañ tooñ gaay wala xam nga comme ñoom lu gaa wax because yeneen nit yi foofu dañ dee ñoom dañ saaf pour dee because yeneen nit yi sax ñooñu jëlu ngay bëgg sa prison xam nga di fesaloo sa seel yi ma si ñoom Adamaro lu mo def nii su man comme man dama jël nguur bi léegi Adamaro sa dund na xam nga loolu la wala tele Adamaro lu mo def nii Adamaro c'est dictateur c'est dictateur
Baroka is a failed person Baroka
Western power being more organic, they need CTRC being information before I get Gambia dañoo hate Yaya Jammeh.
Yeah.
I understand. Because all this is we down yep Western bi ñoo ko sponsor.
Yeah.
Xaalis bu dugg TRC ñoo sponsor gars pour am nga.
Yeah.
Gambia si naka la ñoo hate Yaya Jammeh. Ñu Yaya Jammeh du ko mën a hate suma broda.
Yeah.
Ñu gis tam na dem school, school.
Ba ma may fode then you them to Jatu, then from Jatu will go to Babu. Yeah.
Jatu dafa ñëw ndax Jatu dafa am li mo wax wala ma ñu
li ma wax ni comme ki li mo wax ni dañ ne Yaya Jammeh dafa rëy TRRC bi kan moo taxaw ne Yaya Jammeh moo fa rëy da ngeen dégg ku taxaw ci TRRC bi ne man maa rëy te jëngu la si rëy ñëpp ñu ngi dox biir Gambia lu tax Yaya Jammeh amul right pour dox Gambia te pare man li ma
Western ñoo ko def pour ñu hate Yaya Jammeh te ñun du mën a hate Yaya Jammeh
Yaya Jammeh pour ñu taxawal duñ ko te duñ ko hate ëllëg am nga lu leen naxari amatuñ bi daan bu leen fóotal ak ku leen raxasal because Yaya Jammeh bu toogee Yaya Jammeh yóbbut affaire si booram Yaya Jammeh ñi ñëpp la fa nekkal bi daan yi doon liggéey sax xoolal factory pampas bi tëj nañ ko xoolal factory tomate bi youth si amuñ liggéey lu tax ba du youth si duñ sàcca lu tax ba youth si duñ dem baagwee biñ doon dem flight bu tag Gambia mu ne leen na flight bi deelu suñ alali maam yi ngeen jël yóbbu ñoom it dañoo xosul pour seen future ëllëg ñu tax Barrow deful loolu Barrow yooni ay police ay immigration jël xaalis bi lekka ñu nekk di deport alay baag loolu yëpp waxuñ ko
te deportation gis nga
face consequences am nga yaaya la ñoo wax waaye Barrow li moo face moo gën a because ñuy deetee Gambia réepin bi nekk Gambia weapon yi fa nekk fan la ko gaa jëlee fettelee pistolet yi ñu ne rey nit ñi semestre bu ñëw ragal ngaa ñibbi dañ laa rey nangu sa aleel nangu sa yëpp roob la loolu yëpp Barrow moo am answer bi
so dega ni ñange tudda Kanilai Family Farm employed a lot of people. GNPC employed a lot of people. A lot of employment opportunities la President Jammeh create. And you see
happiness was in our country, Lamin Tamba. Happiness was in our country. Nini am nañ problem. Why problem is dañ ko dé faté because yaaya ngi bëgg ñepp happy. Ñepp happy woon.
I know. I take the Gambia defa safe on.
Ku am problem du julit yi du Christian yi kenn du xam way bu yaaya Jammeh wàcce julit yi commencé di xulo Christian yi problem do di am.
ñu do di sis Christian yi sen cemetery si ak sen church yi ak sen yene ñu ne ñoom sen maamati maam ñoo
sen kër yépp bi ko ay motel di ko fanaan ak jigéen ñeek ku nekk ñu dem langa ak ñoom yel jang ñu dem Dubai ay China ci xaalis nit ñi billahi Barrow su jógee dina am fu mu toog de Barrow mi
okay dafa overla sad but before they come in then you will have Babu then Samba and then happiness
dafa am li ma bëggoon a yokk si li Nofia ak Jatuwa ba pare yow Lamin tamit waxoon nga tuuti rek dama see yokka gis nga africain bi dafa mel ñun Ghanaian yi fu ñu nekkoon in 50 years ñun foofu lañ nekk I will tell you why soo demee Kinshasa Congo Brazzaville tey ñu ngi they are celebrating Professor Lumumba ñu ngi def statue university ñu tuddee ko and everything ñanare Patrick Lumumba it is the American aided by the own Congo or his own people ñoo ko rey all right today they are celebrating him we didn't learn from there Ghana the Kwame Nkrumah ñëwee after making his country what it is and it was moving if we go gis ne mu ne the independence of Ghana will be meaningless without Africa being free the Western people xam nañ fan la ko amee di dem they influence them the most trusted army ki nga xam ne kooku la trust bi moo dem sax mu jox ko la muy ree ak moom kooku coup d'état
absolutely
ñi nga xam ne ñoo àndaa moom ñëpp ñu bitré ko fan la dem mujjee Guinée Conakry muy wax di wax dinaa ñëw di wax bem faatu foofu today if you go to Ghana I went to Ghana I did my finance and economic journalism training there in Accra Lamin everywhere you go you will find every statue a center a place everything named after Kwame Nkrumah what is the point celebrating the person when he's gone when you are putting statues nane lolu nga celebrate let's look at what happened to Burkina Faso before Ibrahim Traoré where is Thomas Sankara the same people they raised against him Nureko now with Yahya Jammeh the same thing we raised against him and today soon you did it Lamin I tell you maybe it will not find me here whether Gambians like it or not Yahya Jammeh will be celebrated because we'll come to realize our mistake just like Ghanaians in English realizing mistake Congo realizes a mistake
Mozambique, Samora Machel.
Samora Machel, Mozambique. They're always regretting their mistake. Other places, they're regretting their mistake.
Modibo Keita, Mali.
Modibo Keita of Mali. These are places in Amne, they want to talk. You recollect and learn from that. But why? We don't do that. Why so sad? It was the Prime Minister of this country, in the name of Tony Blair, who signed into law that the British Army can go to Iraq. They killed people. They massacre people. They destroy those people. biñ ñëwee mu toog mu ne hands up, I made a mistake. Everywhere in the world can laalu ko. The biggest crime that they have committed. Dara amul. Donald Trump first time. 3 British American armies that should go to face the ICC. The people, the prosecutors, he has banned them, they cannot travel to America. The second time, they gain completely from the human rights, the United Nations, and also gain ICC. Legi ñun lan la ñoo xeetu ICC biñ toogee it's not a question of whether it's a Gambian or not. They said there is nothing. Li nga xam ne loolu moo xew Gambia to investigate much more to go and go to court. Why today they are wasting that money pour mun ko jël pour try the government of President Jammeh. They are not trying President Jammeh. The government of President Jammeh lañ ko try. Why lu ma ko fi rek mooy ñoom xaalis boobu noonu duñ war a dugal pour try xaalis boobu sa lañ amut. Amuñ xaalis.
I know. Amuñ xaalis waaye.
American si ñoo wax ne we will support you. Donald Trump ñëw na mu ne that's not going to. Lim njëkk a code mooy di MCC fund. I think it's Millennium Challenge something. Got it. He cut it down. And that was meant to help Gambia subsidize their economy and also work on the electrification throughout the country. Where those is dented with corruption. So you do want to sit up to your you said that you as a country and we come together, you reconcile and make good use of our country. Lamin, then some only 50 people.
Papa Peace, mute all, please. Papa Peace, mute all. Man code drop. Them a code drop because they do gas illegal like they don't know they're on.
The other problem is you book 50 people you put them Spain on a trial. Trial put them ligay. That's not bad. Put them ligay because why Ngurgi 50 people there and you have more than 5,000 youths queuing at the labor. Them. What landline si janga Gambia because speaking in them agriculture. I've been to Spain, I've been to Italy, I've seen some of those countries they don't have flat land as we have. You don't have flat land across the border, across the whole country. We have fresh water in the river, we have water under the ground, we have rain coming 4 to 6 months. Those agricultural activities, we can do it in the Gambia. And even pay our people more than what they're going to pay them in Spain. But because of bad government, this is what he had in Vision 2020. Go and read it. He wanted to establish those farms, factories, and manufacturing so that young people are not going to go out. Because $2.5 million people they can be able to handle that.
4 day. You see, when sometimes these people, I think it's a problem with Africa generally. We don't tend to value what we have or the plans that our leaders have. President Jammeh want to empower people, go back to the land, grow what you eat what you grow, make you self-sufficient. If you don't produce your own food, you cannot control prices, you cannot control quality. You know how much they're paying these Gambian migrants going to Saudi Arabia or the Middle East? Man, don't déglu benn video one of our government officials. Ñu ko laaj ne ko Gambian migrants yi ni yi ngeen select pour them to the Middle East pour them liggéey. What would be their monthly salary? Mu ne $200. Imagine. Yaa ngi dem Middle East, so again you seize the passport, you seize everything. No matter them fen, you're working the whole month nga am $200 at the end of the month.
La mi dama la bëggoon a observe rek nga continue. Legi settle 98% of the Gambian population, which religion do they believe in? Islam.
Islam,
ñu nga xam ne ñu ngi leen a yóbbu Saudi Arabia bul wax Middle East, say the country is Saudi Arabia. But religion moo fa nekk Islam. Nga jël sa own brother, regardless of color, creed, where he comes from, mu liggéeyal la. Up to the end of the month, nga fay ko $2,000. Te mu ngi laa liggéeyal 30 days. 30 days. Multiply 30 by 200. Nga seet ñaata nga ko pay per day.
It's just crazy.
that is automatically bringing back trans-Saharan slave trade.
Yeah.
But the only difference is the trans-Saharan slave trade is forced.
Yeah.
They force people to take them there.
Yeah.
But this one, you are accepting to be that trans-Saharan slave trade. Because there are two types of slave trade. The Atlantic slave trade and the trans-Saharan slave trade.
Yeah.
Atlantic slave trade mooy bu ñoo jël nit ñi di dem si géej bi dem yóbbu leen Amérique. Trans-Saharan mooy nit ñu ñuul ñu daan jël di leen yóbbu Saudi.
Yeah. The farm could comment Mune, there are lots of illegal immigrants in Spain. Why can't Spain government give them papers and condition them to work in the farms?
That man has said it. I have also said that here with my missus.
Yeah.
I went to Spain, I went to Italy, I've gone and met people.
Lots of them in Barcelona. I met most of them in Barcelona. Yeah.
Yes, on registered living. Let them take 50 people from there.
Yeah.
And see.
Yeah.
Give them a trial.
And they can condition the visa. They can condition the visa and say, you give you a visa, but only to work in farms, agriculture.
Exactly.
Period. They won't do that. They want us to behave like stupid.
Lulu. Why not? Exactly. Ki binali mungi halat just the same thing. Hedna boromam serir la sa.
Yeah.
Den ka outro. I think ki serir.
No jola la mod ali how ma.
No jola ki serir la.
No.
Anyway, let me continue.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Banyu Maiki ni munyo Samba. Samba, you there? Samba Kamara. Wala ñu dem si Yama. Yama, you there? Yama 73. Okay. Anyway, we can continue because when we're doing let me sort this out.
Gis nga kii dafa bugg a binda mu ne am séeréer mu ne am sarawule déedéet du sarawule I understand it.
Okay, so Mbadingol
Lamin furthermore li ma bëggoon a yokk si loolu rek mooy xew what is happening presently in the Gambia. Xam nga the major things are one celebration of independence. Yes, nguur gi def nañ lu ñoo def. Gis nañ ko nit ñi dañoo def seen opinion te nguur gi xam naa ne duñ change loolu. That is one. We just making sure that why presently li nekk in the Gambia dañ ko war a seetaat. Gis nga Lamin suñu loi bi du mun a nekk loi te fekk loi bi is not put into practice. Te Aristotle one of the greatest philosophers mu ne the mind of a child is a clean slate, a clean plate. Whatever is put on that clean plate is being put there by somebody. So you're taking that to a wider spectrum. And a mind of a youth be kujudu. Do they make what he is? Youth be do judu nyene ki sacha katla. Youth be do judu nyene ko ki nan kat sangara la. Ki dafa judu nan tukati Tyler or drug. No, society be more be many to change to take that type of life. Because you go to a point where they not talk, they halat, not frustrate. In order to get that out, some of them they take that as a means of satisfying. As a means of through so individually, soon they may up to a point, so society be more they definitely what they become. Right?
Absolutely.
Now we have seen ñun suñ jamono dañoo gis suñ mag yi suñ nijaay dañ daan toog benn place ñu tuf taay suñ paree ñu dem jóg dem di seen liggéey it wasn't why today ñu ngi tëj suñ boys yi ñoo xam ne dañ ko téye olé ak benn bax ou benn pasu ñu yóbbu la ko tëj la 5 years and so on. Another person jógee Europe Gambian equally mu ñëw with very highly
intoxicating
you take ko sa airport bi ñu yóbbu la ko ñu ne la feel $500,000 scot free kooku dem kii ndaw bi nga xam ne mun nga koo change yóbbu ko si suñ président bi bàyyi ko for 3 years doo ko jàngal naka la ñu defee carpentry doo ko jàngal naka la ñu defee welding doo ko jàngal naka la ñu jàngi defaree moto nga bàyyi ko fa mu nekk fa for 30 years some of them 3-4 years they have not even gone to court they are still there.
It's disgusting.
So the big thieves, in cost and time, they work free. Our own children, our brothers and sisters are the ones that are there.
Yes.
Ligina ye mumwe. police yu nga xamne di taxpayer suñ yaay ak ñun ñoo leena fay PIU ak soldat yi ak this National Road Authority ñoy dem ñu ne in the name of clearing the road operation clear the road ñuy clear suñ jigéen yi suñ yaay yi suñ maam yi ci seen table yoo xam ne table yooyu noonu ñooy fay university ñooy fay school ñooy fay dépasse ñooy yóbbu xale yi hospital lu nekk bu ñu la fekkee ñu kik la jël ko sànni ko suñ on doom yi ñooy def loolu suñ yaay yi ak suñ baajan yi ak what are we talking about in the Gambia ana suñ loi bi ndax loolu is not the violation of human rights
for the boy
pour rek moo nekk a violation of human
but
rights
even ñu rey nit yi sax they're not trying them like that in Gambia anymore gis nañ ku tëjoon fii doomi jàmbur si moto bi ba doom ji ree doom ji dee rather they went scot-free because they're connected to people in the Attorney General's chambers gis nañ fi a big Gambian businessman doomam dafa stab friend am bi mu rey ko nothing came out of it. We saw another Gambian youth get into a vehicle, run over and killed 4 people. Nothing came out of it. How many drug dealers have they allegedly arrested or confiscated? How many drugs? Prosecuting can. So there are some other people, they want to come into the program. Mbadingol be TikTok live and YouTube live be Arajimolumo on the 7th of February.
Yes, Samba mutle wala tinamane ala nganyene ko jolala ko
no Samba man technology long he can unmute himself from his end matunga bondi
bari ite fana bondi yalon kam ko jolala bari ndingolo
Samba I'll unmute you in a minute just give me a minute
okay carry on
so yajele the TikTok live and YouTube be Arjuma Lungo 7th of February 2025 men diamo kan wala Gambia Jubilee celebration te Gambia be 60 years total from independence since independence rather so mba kole diamo kam because mo dole be Gambia ngalong wol jusol leke batande fo wayo leke tol boy bang malong but malla wayo be galla itol jusol leke batande hasidianen konnante ya wala nay ko nying poster sol ni flyer sol ni billboard ol mel be Gambia President Jammeh to be damang anala natalo iko President Jammeh to man nya natala ja anala natalo because muneketa etol man la fi President Jammeh la yo wo muy to la mirarol ti ba Gambia di jama bi jebi
I'll drop but I'll come back
no worries Samba I'm trying to mute Samba I'm trying to unmute you but it's not happening I don't know why I'll come back to it in a minute
okay another
okay Samba okay anatale yo so bimbe men diamo kan yembe TikTok la te ngani YouTube live so nka President Jammeh la ko diamo because ko President Jammeh la 22 years inyanta o bondi la mo la tari koto yalo mu fannene lete fonte yo welcome to the program Samba abaraka bake thank you
okay assalamu alaikum
wa alaikum salam
I'll be content min be platform auto bari yalo surwa ka man sen yambar nga continue manika kanwa
yeah fo manika kango jola kango fula kango fem fanda men soni ate fe afo
yalo Gambia al nga fannene bula al nga konnante ya bula al nga hasidi ya bula hasido buka nyaayel arjana hasido katu batari ne drong ite in Gambia banko fola ima yaaya Jammeh to fuji ite in Gambia banko fola ima sada da kaira baba jawra fuji ite in Gambia banko fola ima Adama Barrow fuji ana man fenke je mumeke miniko yaaya Jammeh la natalo de kala implanta ala fo intol ko afala ala fo intol ko ye fango fa na kuyate ye fango fa yaaya Jammeh nyinke bankun kan dinji mala be je miya ke no bankun kan is enough akanyantale min tambito tambita ala foga madi sisena nyongole ko ntol ko min tambito la akanyantale
madi jobata
madi joba nka fo madi sise ni wandi fa funto nen ke fa sobe wala nen
atene sali utal membe Gambia ba association ni bibi da wala PPP failing wala be wuro la
wol bem haram do malal be balu kan Gambia di wala mantra to nya foka hani furaun mumum furaun mi asiso kosi ale atobe qur'ano kono ana ala furaun ya nya mume nyawnya ya Jammeh mune kay banku kam ya ya Jammeh la natalu manya na kala Gambia banko kam
exactly
ay mune ke minne na manke dunia kono ni ECOWAS pa bi wala kam ni be munafiqol le ni fate be bita jahannama ani minu laate kan Gambia dingol fo min laate kan e Gambia du ni man to roko wallahi ni man tubi ni fate be bita nyaay la jahannama le ko
ima ala lon ba lumbe sila ni ala be ebe ala lon nal
di nyimpata Gambia be nyimpata min be ko no men dabi je bita nyaay la jahannama le ko fay mure tubi se Gambia dingol 22 years min be Gambia banko kan tol mo wolonno bi ka mo wafi la ko ka mburo wafi nyaan ibuka ta karo e fay mama wandi dingo finta na la ni politiko sitana utumole mol ika mol karate ye tulo samba ye nya samba ye nyo samba ye nya to samba ni mero min fata jan sansa ngame ko ya tulo na fondale kumpe ya samba I manja ko sungudo min fa busumbala for 2019 ne
anyong the same thing ya wala ken presidential election o kanasi utumole nyin
na ni kate fo kanasi utumole nyin ku ala ken wal kata tamamul la bankoka
ye
ya Jammeh tumi jande eko ala fa dindin taworo wulala wodin taworo ala manadi barola ja dindin tanse min fata Fatu kamara ni wo sirifo wonten sirifuti wo muke ba wulol wonten sirifuti ka sirifo buka mate
no abuka ma onya
ala nin kila lo tolman sirifo ni fanialo
exactly
ya Jammeh tumi ni faniala jan bare bi ale Gambia dingo alnga hasidiya bula alnga konnante ya bula alnga toñaje memman lafi wonde man lafi ya Jammeh la fa ndol ko sa audio bondo kanyantal ado o last audio mi bonda lungodi mome ticket o soreta badu Gambia airport or nimi ma soreta singola tari nimi baye dingo wulu ngole mbalonna akanyantale
ite amira be futala jele ite amira e manke keti nyankumo wolam jatol tentede itol mo keyboard warrior sollete
wala kono fudu bakara woman kendia membe sir America itol nyin 2015 kudeta itol ya sponsor bi wollem dinken dolti banko kan to Gambia banko kan san kudeta amanke kute min konta a fenketa le ka fanya adira ba anyanta le sai kudeta la drone barola mansa kunda kon e ka red carpet fe no wolle
but adam fango baro fango ya jele bi abe damen because kabru kanalun ka Gambia 2017 2018 ka red carpet o londi ye itata killing employee fang TRRC to ka joko di bala
kana ga banko mte banko be halake banko be dunyo kon andu keba pakata wala mukallafon wala kanyim manyake ita jikida min nyanda kala keba so dol keba kuntam palle kanyim manya asifa
e manke fenti diaspora Europe jang in America fente buli man buke no wala na kabirum president Jammeh bota jede e be borita kata Gambia kata foire la na fulo ka busi bulu ka sunya bulu ka domo e dambangol tema
wo mane konton male ka fanya
banka
mane wala be cenyo wa fi kambanjo ibe nyine kanno because ya Jammeh mo la fi nonsense falla
abe banku jara singola
ya Jammeh mo la fi nonsense falla
ibe tenne de imam pare doku wala boka pare doku beta kala
ni ke ka fa ya Jammeh because ya lon ko ni ya Jammeh bota je mimbinaje baro ndesan e bare baro le babulo kinna ngawe akay ya Jammeh basorona baro le bita mile 2 bare ya Jammeh foni tol fada ngoy janni sanji keme ya Jammeh la kano ben tol sondo mo kono ate bolaje wala e manda
ibe o special tribunal o mende da kam baro le folo be jolon na kono
baro le bitaje annu fonninke yeme o menje fonninkel ya bambu ite boyla ya Jammeh fonninkel ya Jammeh bambu minuli mimon kebar je fonkul fode ciornyolle wala sanji talulu soto bara be mun dindi wolle mi ya Jammeh bambu ajibe do min ka diama to
handini merengol be ya lonko asike ya Jammeh fangola tamo e ma mo e ma experience baake wolle be ya Jammeh to kumandi kam pura e muru nambi that's what's happening
because any student will be ka fenne ko ñu sun ci chami ya Jammeh ñu dañ ci content trop ci school bi dañ am party dañ am gisa ñun ko ibaji ko teke
ya Jammeh bota jele school results all ya ne samba ya Jammeh bota je school results are getting worse every day more man pare karana anymore school results are getting worse the schools are falling apart
bi lungo mani boto bi niasa nyi bidigi do keme sini ndiasa o bidigi do keme anda be bidigi kulingol di Gambia banko ka mune wono barobe derin tak abe derin tak
andum yajele bi ngaje ya publish ko jaba boto tatale to 1500 ngaji ya safe Gambia media house solto
ngamwele mbaji be kam baluwo service bare baluwo la aponyi bilire ngalla falo na bare ya la aponyi ya fenkel dundo
yo
ngale fana be la price ole kafuka
ima yalo jaba boto 1500 imagine
mani boto nyanda kala jelle 5000
yeah nkatawole to abe futala dulato e ka fo me ko dog eat dog meta futa ka
atol fanan diamulal mol katol mi albe angale kan wala talala du ka diam angal ter mala ngoli alka diam gambia mala ngoli diam gambia no kan wala mem moy ale nyinke audio tali ya janjandi fom ba ma nyol mimbe sirin fo nyol kono passe nyol ko wulo kono mol yalo e kam fo banala be angale kan wala nda ba ma mimbe fo nyuma ba ma le kam ata moyla
e kawle fontela Lamin Tamba yala voice of Lamin Tamba one and voice of Lamin Tamba to YouTube channel WhatsApp channel all WhatsApp chat group all e kawle fonye wat dol bije ka fonye ko kalila program all ke na language solto
ke mandika kangol la jola kangol fula kangol ale min moy local language sol kon ala ke woti molia janjandi molia moy because anta be nyamen ten mol sulata mola membe Gambia banko bonda din ko kon Gambia be tun kam banko le kono de
FC nyima hello you right Lampard hello mbabe kontona
wo mon ba malti wo no konton ba
ke konton Lamin Jaaju Seku Jata YouTube Jibril Sanyang Lamin Bojang mbabe tentula ambal kontona Babukar Chor thank you so yemen for samba wala bije yalong there are times dunia kono e kamoje la tiloje ako nadiata asafono tilo man fontibi asafo karolem wala niemo muta red handed asafo ko no imam muta amang soto adunta jana funa wala be kering Gambia bi itol ike bangya Jammeh menna foy kala natalo bondi National Assembly building oto e kasiya Jammeh National Assembly building oto e bangya Jammeh menna o international conference center ya Jammeh le wolo e o taya di president Jawara tola bare man lafi ya Jammeh natalo itaraji university campus nyeng ya Jammeh le wolo bare e kata Badara Juf to keja no problem with putting Badara Juf to je but jumale alo ya Jammeh hani dula killing out of all these structures ya Jammeh mello ima to lala so these people I think they're not normal people so ka foko mole Gambia history skip ya Jammeh to la billboard auto because of Diamond Jubilee men kana celebrate on the 19th of February 2025 alkana ya Jammeh to keje alkana ya Jammeh na to ike fande nene because Gambia be da men bi
finding nyama ngani be finding wala nyani mari fo mari jobate to
an ngama musul lapilale maka musul lapi bakele
aya hakilotu ate mo nyanti de fengala ate kam musul lip aka nyanta jimale kele
it's just a joke that guy
nyanta jimate kam inkele sila
maren nakko ka wole lapi musul
ala fo mari jobate entol ko is enough aka nyantale say nga tambita na kilim fo ya Jammeh ma be tanne fo lama na keme fa nga widi kilim fama
ya toku ya jang domestic violence la yama BJ yama you there yama 73 or you still mute
okay la mbatun tanga albula mbita sima la konkole ben
ite mo fenko fuloleti ngalong ta sima wala ta lakire ekedem domo
asim nyima
baja nyolo all right that's good welcome thank you very much man for your contribution thank you okay we go to Neo are you there? Neo is not there. Okay we go to J-Boy.
Mr. Tamba, Nimbara, greetings.
Hey, Nimbara, J-Boy, Nimbara to the program. Yeah, I'm content now.
Baraka. Thank you very much.
Family Benyadi. Ela Michael Tatalade, Ela sound. Yeah, memo kind of sign. Sumaya de anin sembo hani jam fan London bi sumaya sifa be jam man so ne am funti talen nun demanding bo mamme bantam boritenam because today I was working from home.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah Gambia no la nyamati ya moyle ko ya Jammeh manyana tan la Gambia la history to.
wol ngani wala sunkanta andu ngani yobe sunka wol ngani yaajele la ngani sunka wala be fala dak
yeah
you know wo jawya membe kono yalla wala la ni jawya wala dina Gambia fo ngabe halakiri
yeah
yes Gambia femmantano because yalo ni ñu mu doti fay be silale yemira because ku jamal le ki melon ko since kabrinata fo sign
yeah
because itara ka mo jawya fo yalo ko be jawya menki kan ani silo manta mantara tonya kan you know ibe mo jawya kan aka muri kan Gambia femmantara kata
no yeah
akele backwards abe murun kan fengo feng ye mira Gambia mantara kata nyama
yeah
so FDC afoko tonya ngani mu tonyele al ngatai sai ngan sabari bari hani every day mari jo wadi wonde buka ndeka kan nenne Facebook kan nendiro le fayeje because won mani yole sunkanta wala na wolte fenso la no
Abu Kamalo wale mala problem wote Abu Kamalo the guys got no integrity
yes amal baliya
no shame
abi heart attack le sur la boy fa bala ngani ya jawyo agala ngani ya jawya wole ba heart attack dila ni mol men yalon ko kimben ni mo jawol men yin fek ye nati nan ye sindije be diamo la bala president Jammeh ni ko Gambia bi atelen fenkije mo man fenkije
dulad la tata di tata Gambia dulad la bi ye fem wara ringo jeje wala fem ba jeje wala Gambia dingol jebe place ba mara la president Jammeh le karande wala tele o bumbalo wala tele o silabalo
exactly so mo le kana bi ka fo baje dunia amra mo mu dofol Gambia no sa en ko mo man dof ben yalo ko fa yene ne lu sa ye to nyaajele kana nan ka fo mo le president Jammeh why president Jammeh gannaaw yalla atilati na Gambia be dami afuta daji nata very comes to education miaje fa mo nga silol soto no Gambia bo banyu reta gunjur ye bo gunjur brikama o time mo ikata true brikama before ye modota jandi ka futa why after silol bondi Gambia developmental kita alena jawya ka o kewo jawya ka mo jawya ka sanji say every day banko ka munun ko and you need to stop banko be muru na ko ba sai Mr. Tamba abedamente molie to nyaajele ka fo ko ka kuma jawol fo molie because ye woti ara si nata mol yela kumol fo je mol kana si la e fenke fa esa fa ko are you lying I muri ka ko yes so mo en aite na si ifon ya admit ko faniale fo so still wo mari la ko ko kana wala ta I lafta mole sambala court ka prosecute ko malon fo ñun fo ke mira le ba
no bu ke mira because near testimony jube sana sabali la first day he took responsibility for everything including November 11
exactly
ako president Jammeh ma kalamta menkel ñil ay tol tata le ñil clear then tata for president Jammeh sana sabali tata ke la the next day ngalong atata muruntala accommodation auto itata le ataraje ka ko ha ye men fo bide aman correct inyanta munna sama ya be tutu bare yalong tariko mo bu kaw change no
exactly
sana sabali la first day testimony bi jele ala second day testimony bi jele ala second day kabra nata kala la first day tutu mbele nga moy nyola so they cannot deceive anybody what TRRC fem fota ja abota nanje a fota dula melon ko loi man songama handomande mo manyana any relevance de la TRRC la
no pharmacy ako nyari fam because they are enemies but what they may mudaye so ako because itara kelola ako itara kelola it will tata wala kelo either you die or ye balu I will for but after you kill a cool fali nyamen ko ibuka understand it's like you mo killing the target
suto leke tara ela bungolto ka foko ha ela testimony de ama mol favor for se murun nang ela testimony nying ya change ya falling ya moyle because
killing
president Jammeh drunk
president Jammeh drunk yenana yekuma for thank you we are more man tough pero mo killing will give a sign look at the lead council say he want to be the president
abe man say anyini kamba anyina tale ko ay damage menke koma and b Momo ko be mansani ni kan Gambia APRC me mako ite kala no mansati. Yo, so saying abela fele kana pro APRC mako babe ngomala le because of I barrel jaw men kenun koma. Yeah, moile. This is the problem we have. Ika kuma killing for the B, sama eta kuma do for. Ika kuma killing barrel B, sama they go and do something else. Gambia be damen we lack true leaders me yalon ko ye mem motare jelam. Ye principal mem motare jelam. Ibuke sando, ibuka sound from left to right all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is it. Yeah.
Because you even focus no more say more ajele ko tonyan teng.
Yeah.
We me alon ko ala 22 years be. School all jana. Student all, free education. Student all be alive and you can. Gambia was safe.
Yeah.
Everything was going like some of them be okay.
Yeah.
I give you bata men for bigere bata damma. Koro men for
Senegal from Kapoko. Altala president of full how manaka aballe ni say president.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because what time Gambia was developing faster than Senegal. Well, after I left on President Jammeh, I thought Senegal I regular and in crime rate member in Senegal what time was too high. Il after no President Jammeh ta Senegal I regular. Yeah. Was Senegal le nata tambita Gambia la fuf yena port busi mol bulu. Il after kana airport of busi mol bulu. Yena security busi, yena fisheries busi, yena cashew trade busi. Yeah. Yeah, and Adama Barrow fangola bodyguard almost Senegalese let it be. Imagine. Yeah. Batunga Haidara so I na Haidara. Are you there? Haidara, if you're not there, we go to Neo. Malmo rather. Malmo, are you there?
Yes, I am present and here. Thank you. Alabaraka. Baji Haidara. Okay, Baji Haidara.
Hello.
Okay, Baji Haidara, welcome to the program. Then we'll go to Malmo after.
Okay, assalamu alaikum, Mbari Muslimul.
Assalamu alaikum, Baji Haidara.
Yeah. Lamin, beka sangen kujola jasi kun mante bukana kanto pankujam kujolak
pankujam kajupo kambon kajikarak ja kujam kujam tak set.
Yo, okay. Now I'm going to Jaya Gambia Dali my Kasanken about those tabula sankureganya about Yajem Kuan Kukan.
Kona si tabula sankukanya fatia and Kuan Kuende Kurudendo Natala ya Jammeh. Bulo bola bu warant bu jawto banya ku waran ko safel kare sakolato because ya Jammeh ko kila man ku jukumeno ya Jammeh never existed in Gambia's leadership. Yeah? Wasumum ko kila wo mo fo moto mbekane le wabajo. Ko mangut wabajo ma o bajo.
Okay, nya mo mango kanya mo nya okay burunga wana kila roko ngo pangu kabul mangu da buru muchena.
No ne pangu kabul. Le ku kabul. Parliament tankula ko emi ya Jammeh ayde manje ko ba purene natala la ko parliament few years ago. Kone ko mangut be jukto bula bola. Bare ko fumot kalim sake parliament. Kalim sake parliament is still there. That's where they sit.
State house bano baro ala kom fangot state house fangoyo.
President Jammeh extended your modernize some state house.
Exact state house fangoyo approved.
Monya o mautu ya ana wada kila rada be mo famia woto nya be fu maura da wiya wonkulaw manje kajom at least kare sagola le kula koto na kana history yola le kan le kusanken because nya onja university for kusanken about ya Jammeh onja about national assembly for kusanken about ya Jammeh and others they'll talk about ya Jammeh so nya au mautu ya anakila banja wana kila rada wo mutoji kana se program solo then I don't think it doesn't make any sense to me.
No, kugono. Even OIC roads, ujikaja OIC roads yat. President Jammeh jitumlo OIC Gambia, but kungarum $300 million ko kajet. International Conference Center ta Hamad Ba Jumenya na kaw na reg ning anarmanje baguno buno kene fuko fola. President Jammeh Jumenya International Conference Center wakane le kufumyo.
Ahmad Bao he talk out of my thinking capacity. Ona sanke wa hawa manje wo it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
This is the problem.
Yeah.
No, I don't understand the way that man talk.
Yeah. It's ignorance. Ignorance you can be problem. And the other thing is, kumangut President Jammeh, but man si lupe sola, man si mota sola, man si bagasi sola. They want everything. Yakamiola. Si be sola di si Jammeh na si sahas tuku ngara kuchabon kukela kebi. Au mangut anau bare engar wa hawla. Engar puruwa. Inye mangut ja anau. Hari wa fo ya ujonga bu ujongale. I'll not touch it because I don't want anything to remind me of you.
Yes, exactly.
Nuyanya. De kujaw ko etaw man kujaw man ko ha President Jammeh utudan ko kawe nya tu President Jammeh akami free ma foli de kare sake President Jammeh ko kane mbuku di kuri de ku kumen si family soli because now come oh we're gonna do this to President Jammeh. UNDP they send a few $1 million. Wala IMF wala World Bank they send a few $1 million because President Jammeh nade asofja anine da nine de ko finto pana amin fukofia aseka da seka de ko finto pana min fukofia banyana latum eseni le too late Gambia na latum na bukure gemeno na latum mana aseni si wala se Gambia si na fala fe Gambia manku jaw so wala. So all those things President Jammeh refused them do kana kubobo be kajom President Jammeh kueli yobo merie madi jobara sankere nya fala mataf. He's been fed by Westminster Foundation Yakubobuk. Nanya. Bukakida Kamba Gambia Bar Association and other organizations, they're eating from the Western foundations. Kumango to President Jammeh Alenyu because of one regime and another power. Woku Kolimi Alenyu Ja, Wobe Alan Kota Alanja State House, they'll face the same thing. But President Jammeh was there for the Gambian people, ordinary Gambian people. Sumu is in Sumuti. Wakana Jat ku Gambian na kwet President Jammeh kokwa kujube kwa kutike kuela bejat because of favor yanakani when he was in power. Nuyanya. Ba kukila kumangut be manjuma, kumangut bejo, kumangut malenyu because bagasi sola kunga kukajet. Si ule mesatu luwa Gambia wone, si bagasi sani fana sankungarum, manku nomen, they had no right pour manku nomen si bagasi sani fana. Nya kumanyut kubamim baming kumanyut bukote beka and if I you ja how are they going to give him back his properties? Accountability, how are they going to deal with it? Jariye kila me de funyo foli de sisigire soli de fuko foli but jariye kila na palay no pam fundume dole buy from pam fundum panabil continue.
And no mal again, then Nanasana Pala, you know, these are the things and manje they have to face it.
Yeah.
Because Sibagas, you know, at least, in fact, let them use it back to the state affairs. One can understand. But now, selling those properties, at the end of the day, you end up sharing within yourself, or you sell them at a very low price, whereby if it's a failure for you, it's a failure for Jammeh. Because at least, but then what they do is they sell them at a low price.
Yeah.
And then that price, okay, the money also they get it also.
Yeah.
They did not use it back to the state. They use it for themselves, within them, their family, or within them who are working within that TRRC you call it, or I don't know.
You know what they said. You know what they said. They raised $1.2 billion from the proceeds of Jammeh's assets. Yeah.
Yeah.
That $1.2 billion. Konebenga send the so-called victims, and those victims haven't seen the money.
Up to date.
Up to date. They gave one of the victims $16,000 or $19,000. Nangaru bagudo ba monyo abaja na lebi mnane muinje ejelinje. How can you give me just $19,000 a year Gambia Jat? Jat Gambia $19,000 is nothing. No, Anna is a victim. You give him $90,000. Nangaru bagude ba na lebi mbo. Majawa ajala. Nana sold out bagude mukila.
Our Nigerian 19,000 at least. Even you say okay 90,000 is even better. Maybe you can see at least, but you find 90,000. What is that? Does that 90,000 mean? When people are earning 100,000 in a month, you go and give a victim for 19,000. What is he going to do?
Esafal himself, just for sitting on the chair and intimidating the witnesses, he was getting $500,000 a month.
But Ensa denied that one. He said he did not receive those type of amount.
He's lying. I've seen it. I've seen the amount they were paying. They were paying him the same amount. Yankuchamu Ami Ben Sudat Commission of Inquiry, Jammeh Commission, $500,000 a month. Yeah. Yoku Chairman, the lead counsel of TRC. Yeah. Aku Chairman Jaro Kubanya. Now the main victim and manja, I know that person is a victim. That victim was beaten up or was shot at or was tortured. You go and give that victim $19,000 as compensation for being beaten up, being tortured, being other things. So where's the $1.2 billion? Boy, yeah. Ududo kale kumangu mani fana lenyuda. Wala?
Nene obuka kugelegel. Aw yaja maroko sikura sola bote no. Yaja mahana ligay halisam bi kum wara genda asset pour bopam.
Daf ko ligay.
Yeah. Yeah. Ku president.
Yeah.
Yaja me warta am dara, warta am ben asset.
Yeah.
Legi mom baro so wate dinañ ko laaj lim sampa de ka momit ak asset ami fan la ko jëlé because Barrow was a workman here in Europe.
Yeah.
Mu ñibi.
Yeah.
Tekiwu dara.
Yeah. Why
ko laaj ale bobu yeb momit fan la ko jëlé.
Why gis nga ñi suñ fene dañ dé faté né demba wala barkati demba wala in the past dañ waxon dara té lu ñoo wax tay mu ngi contradict luñ muson na wax. So these people they said you know what do you call it? You know President Jammeh nagami rek is $100 million.
President Jammeh mamam yi deka kanila ana amuñ won ay nak bala President Jammeh di nekk president.
Exactly.
Yaayam asom bi bojang ana amuton fam.
Wow.
Yaaya di nekk president.
Wa jatu soko calculated.
Ana nak yoy duñ dé jur.
Yeah, soko calculated 10 years. 10 years. You know nagam yu njaayo nonu $100 million. So calculated in 10 years $100 million, $100 million, $100 million. That's 1 point something billion or 1 billion exactly. Yeah. After in 10 years. Lolo nag rek la de. Kanila family farm ñewagut. Hari ñewaguñ. Ak farmer bi fum de jie gerte ak yenay ñewagut. So if you add that to his allowances, his salaries and everything, 1 point something billion is for the livestock alone. So could divide it into dollars, it's much more than $3.5 million mum jël jenda kira mu nekk Potomac in Maryland. So President Jammeh from nagi rek muno na jenda 3-4 houses in America. Nagi rek hari ñewaguñ. The other crop farming ñewagut. His own allowances ñewagut. Halis buñ ko may ñewagut. How can you say fan la jëlé Halis pour jënd $3.5 million in Maryland in the United States? How can you say dafa jël Halis bi $250,000 pour jënd Rolls Royce? Nagi rek de calculator gun hari, calculator gun dara lenen crop farming, calculator gun Cadillac family farm, wala the bakeries, that didn't come into play yet. How can he say he cannot afford a 200,000 Rolls Royce, 150,000 Rolls Royce? But the cows alone, the cattle alone is 100,000, $100 million. If you convert $100 million to dollars, you'll have about what? $2 million, $3 million time bobu nono. Do legi there because dollars is defa down since 2017. 2017 buñ waxon ne cattle America is $100 million. If you divide it, we'll have 2 point something million dollars. That's 1 year. So if you calculate 10 to 15 years, President Jammeh done def agriculture, cattle farming, sheep farming, crop farming. Then you have the bakeries. Then you have other things like telecom. So calculating lolu yep, President Jammeh can buy many mansions in America. Why he had just 3.5 million. So sometimes they work, but they don't put in things into context. Bama Indikini, Malmo, are you there? Malmo or Neo, because you guys been quiet.
Yes, I'm here.
Malmo, yeah. Yeah, no kanyal baba. Wala kanyabe kajanten rek, then we can go to Wanjira.
No. Be contribute. Numa.
Yeah.
Nyama sankene nya.
Yeah.
Ula jiba jaba masa kuna ya numanje.
Yeah.
Kukana kanumanje wegete woli smooth.
Yeah.
Because numa kusura kuragere ku inyane sadono sadde indina nyaw.
Yeah.
Anandu manje amba sofe babaye hasidi kana katum be kalaka di place ya kajo.
Yeah.
anu jikere ji ci jakut nobody begin ko sumu pro kana kila
yeah
numa alifana kila cheja echeta yola pane koji
yeah
yo buku nyamuno ba jera boli jikere ja nang birin nang masakunda falingum
yeah
okay because numa Gambia ujikere ja Gambia ba charabam Gambia is amazing
yeah
just like a few days ago in Gambia
yeah
but Gambia, I don't recognize Gambia anymore.
Yeah.
I don't recognize this country. Gambia, you know, the people I'm seeing, it's like, Gambia, I don't even understand what's going on.
Yeah, it's changed significantly. It's changed big time.
Gambia has retrogressed.
Yeah.
Gambia,
big time. Big time.
They have a better, you know, like
they said their government had more intellectuals than Jammeh's government.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
Their outlook, their perspective, everything is better. You know, they are supposed to take to Gambia to, I don't know, Honky Dory land or somewhere else that, you know, like, we have been lacking all these years.
Yeah.
They forgot. They didn't even forget because, as far as I'm concerned, for me, this is one of the most evil things they did to Gambia.
Yeah.
All the agricultural implements in the Gambia at the time, they exported everything because that's what happened.
Yeah.
There is nobody else who has done an evil thing greater than that act.
Taking the materials from the farmers, poor farmers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because Gambia, we should eat what we grow or grow what we eat.
Yeah.
If anybody else is somebody, someone who has a sound mind,
yeah.
I want to document it. The tractor supplying ramen wanya ko manji kata so babe.
Yeah.
Modi ji bil ji collect so two ji men tokon banya de ji pack so manji cross border. Ji jaw ji yongen so somewhere else.
Yeah. And no ji juk ci tractors ko baje ko nomen yo ko Senegalais. And then Gambian farmers had to go back to Senegal to go and hire these tractors to come and work on Gambian farms.
My brother, that's what I'm saying. This is the most evil act.
Yeah.
And this is the most self-inflicting harm.
Rio the Wonoja Rio Famfang.
This is so amazingly painful. This is so amazingly backwarded action because how evil can that be?
Yeah.
How can you hate someone? You can't even see his positive things. Where are we racing to? Where are we going to?
Karamba kagosak dangambia yobo kagosak jat.
We would kagos. We tenta make a gosak.
Yeah.
Kenyani wo fa bajo.
Incredible.
Gambia is amazing. Gambia, you know, the possibility to put Gambia a job forward.
Yeah.
You know, I think much easier than Senegal and many other countries.
Yeah.
Because Gambia population only a but a jat Gambia elede jow di ku kana manje ko baka yitu ko baka gitu fuko fole pour man ko nafa Gambia.
Yeah.
Pour man ko ramben Gambia.
No, buku bachara bujitu muli bachara befunyaf. Nanku bilom, they were so hungry. You remember that in 2017, President Jammeh Bakate an account in the Gambia with $500 million in it. Yeah? And the central bank had a surplus of $100 million. And the central bank had a reserve of $75 million. By April 2017, Tuku Chabore, Bakane Facebook Live in 2017, name him. But go there, $500 million, Balakom emergency account in Gambia government. Because time sometimes now government and travel urgently, don't them to travel. That scandal was exposed in 2019, 2020. How much Usaino Dabo took, how much Adama Barrow took, how much each of them took from that $500 million young Anifana Katumbalemko. Yeah? And central bank $75 million reserved the Kungarum Bagode Tuku Kajan. $100 million surplus. Now come with surplus, you hear me? if you project your profit, you made that profit, plus you had another 100 million extra. And if I now left the Gambian coffers in a very healthy situation. Now my father pulonya mana ala kontare kaya porak. Yeah? Manane ha, President Jammeh went away with $11,000. Your Khalifa Salanum cut eregewan manja umanjut. Eregewa bajotum cut my fatty. We haven't even audited. How can President Jammeh left the Gambian economy in a very healthy place? $100 million is surplus, $75 million reserve at central bank, and another account manja $500 million is nakale do Peru. Emergency travel or emergency situations. It's easier and quicker for Manku Jok withdraw bagudo from that account than going through the normal government protocol. No yanya. De ku jaw rek ko ba bi rek bagudem kila de ko chaborum ko kila dambangi.
Yo, so mo kami man sankanya.
Yeah.
Mo kami man sankanya.
Yeah.
Tukulo mungina but Jammeh is not but Gambia is not meant for Jammeh only.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Jammeh is not meant for Jammeh only. While Jammeh def lim def to be the kabilo len the lol la ñowa. You don't want to hear it. Can you go out of this life, please?
Yeah.
No, sister Kato.
If you are not interested, go away.
Sister Kato manala kodo. Kato manku sa.
Kati manku jantem panku jam by force. Nañ ko dega by force. Lu Jammeh def loolu la ñoo wax. Lu ñoo wax ni nekkut ne is hearsay. Gis nga li mooma dee naxar si gaay ñoom dañ dee bugga nit yi gom seen hearsay. Dégg naa Yaa Jammeh lii la def. Yaa Jammeh dégg naa lii la def. Dégg naa executive lu kenn xamut kenn gisu ko dañ dee bugga nit yi gom loolu. Waaye lu happen loo xam ne ñoo ko gisandoor is plain. Everybody can see it. ñu ne loolu amut. Why should we listen to them and believe them? But they don't want to believe and was plain. Everybody can see it. No more than I yeah.
They are jealousy. That's the only thing. They are jealousy.
That's good.
That's all.
Malmo continue. Then I'll bring Wanjiran because I'm gonna come off shortly. Program me before in about 8 o'clock. The wrap up program me. So come back in Malmo. Then we'll go to Wanjiran and Alaji.
Yeah. So brother. Okay. Brother, man lima bugona wasa. Moy. This Jubilee, is it Silver Jubilee?
Diamond Jubilee, on the 19th of February this year.
This, brother, I mean, I don't know. This actually tells us a lot about the individual who is organizing this event.
Yeah.
Who is chairing, or who is taking these decisions as to who should be there and who should not be there.
Yeah.
Because if you can, decide to close a whole chapter about the Gambia.
Yeah.
You can just take a white brush and paint it white and ignore everything else that has happened that the head of state has done.
Yeah.
You can disagree with someone.
Yeah, give me a
but
minute.
You also should have the magnanimity. I think that is how they say it. To say you have done this. You should have the courage to be able to say, okay, these are the ones who have been here, and this is what they did. Because there is evidence, there is proof of it. We are here. There are many people who can attest to the great things that they have done, despite the fact that we disagree. This is where people can show leadership, integrity, and everything. But you can just decide, no, I disagree with him or I don't like him. So his history should not be told.
Yeah.
I think it tells us about how definitely this individual, how crooked-minded this individual is.
Yeah.
Because Sango, isa deny fengo bela bara tulola jamfo.
Ita balinola ora. Iba songo folale. Yeah. Yeah.
So we have to have the capacity to look beyond things and actually tell the truth.
Yeah.
And try not to, whitewash or minimize Gambia's history.
Yeah.
if you are doing it for the sake of Gambia.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We are not doing it on your behalf. You say you are doing it on behalf of the Gambia. So why are you denying what is right, what is factual, what is evident, what can be seen?
Yeah, thank you very much. Director General, you can ask your question. I'll answer it if I can. Yeah. Jonas Mendy on YouTube, Sekou Jata, Famara Demba. Welcome, guys. Thank you very much for your comments. I'm reading them. It's helping the program a lot. People on YouTube, Yama75. So anyway, Director General, you can ask your question. Njai, Alaji Njai, or Wangiran. We go with Wangiran first, then we go to Alaji Njai. Wangiran, welcome to the program. We only got a few minutes to go, unfortunately.
Yes, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Yeah.
Mbal konton na, because situation in the Gambia right now is very same. Right now, for me personally, anything happening in that country, Adama Barrow is to be blamed.
Yeah.
Because there is one saying, they say that anything happens to a teenager, the parents are to be blamed.
Yeah.
So the Gambian citizens, we are all teenagers. Our parent is Adama Barrow.
Yeah.
So he is the one to be blamed. The first point is that every crooked, whereby Yaya Jammeh has Fabut throw him to the garbage, Adama Barrow went and picked those people, give them positions.
Yeah.
75%.
Yeah.
What do you think they will come and do? Those people are so hungry.
Yeah.
They are weak. They want to capitalize anything they can.
Yeah.
That is the reason why that country is in that situation right now.
Yeah, very true.
Today, as we speak, a bag of sugar is $3,000 or more.
Incredible.
A bag of onions, 1,500 and something.
And the Ramadan is not yet.
Potato bag.
Yeah.
You cannot mention that one.
Yeah. When Ramadan comes, it's gonna get worse. The prices are gonna go up.
And the leader that we think we have is in the platforms saying everything that he can. Very simple.
Yeah. And when Barrow comes on the platform, he never talks about how he's gonna improve the prices of commodities, how he's gonna deal with inflation, how he's gonna improve the country. He just talks about other political opponents and talks a lot of rubbish instead of talking about how he's going to help Gambian people.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Last time I had one of his interviews that Gambia is in the right track. Gambia is going in the right direction.
Yeah.
I said myself, I'm sorry. It's a pity to the Gambians.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
It's very sad, and we're going down the drain, unfortunately. That's the problem. Yeah.
As we speak today,
yeah,
go and Google the GDP of Burkina Faso and Mali.
Yeah.
They are doing very good. And we are still in the ass of the folks.
Yeah.
Following what they can give, what they can donate.
Yeah.
And the debt that Jammeh and Sadauda Kairaba Jawara Barrow has doubled that one.
Yeah, he's tripled it. He's tripled it. He's tripled it.
Gambians not seeing.
Yeah, it's tripled it. So when Barrow was coming, we had about 48 billion dollars in terms of debt. Now we're at about 120 billion debt. So if you divide 120 by 40, you're getting about what? About is tripled it basically. That's what it is.
And if we speak about taking Jammeh to to International Criminal Court.
Yeah.
I think Benjamin Netanyahu should go to the International Criminal Court.
No, America doesn't believe in human rights. They don't believe in equality.
So you see that?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We, the Africans, are saying that, yes, we should take our own to International Criminal Court. Very sad.
Yeah, very sad. Very sad. It should. Baro mune lego legi.
Ñi baro dafa dof dafa way ñi ko top ñep dañ ko jay billahi baro bu wacce dina lekka lu watta lekka wala because if mo andal sa yo man dina anda yo te lamin ma nekk sa xarit suma gena yo ma ngi makeup fokk ma makeup la di jangal la nga wara wax ayo stage fo wara taxaw sa pour wax sa public pour as president Gambian president yo speak sa mënu lo ko joxe English sa mënu lo ko la
simple one simple English munta wax decades sa mënu ko wax mune decades mane first of all on the anyway Director General, your question was, is President Jammeh coming? Yes, you heard right. President Jammeh is coming. We don't know what day. Could be tomorrow, could be next month, could be 3 months later, but President Jammeh is going to come by the grace of God. All right? And he said he's going to come back. So if anybody has any issues with him, you take up issues with him. President Jammeh said he's not afraid of going to court. He made that clear. But it's the same people who want him, who are saying they're going to take him to court. It's the same people who don't want him to come back. You want to take him to court, but you don't want him to come back. Yeah? So this is the kind of stupidity that we have that's pervading our media houses in the Gambia, unfortunately. Barrow knows the weakness of Gambian people. He knows they're hungry. He knows they want palace. He knows they want khalis. They want the easy life. They don't want to go and farm. They want to keep lying in the media houses. Yeah.
We don't have journalists in the Gambia.
He said, Jammeh is not having a passport.
Okay. Jammeh can, you know what? If they want to make a passport for Jammeh, they can make it in the space of 1 day. Yeah, take Jammeh.
Not his business because he didn't know if Jammeh is having a parcel in there.
Yeah, but Lumahamud Moy, Jammeh, whether they like it or not, when he comes back, they're going to give him a diplomatic passport because he's an ex-head of state. He can be sent on missions on behalf of the Gambia. He can travel to different places. Those things are part of the ex-presidential benefits and responsibilities. They don't know that. Some of these people hate more than their sonal. Yeah, send Hall more than their sonal. Then they use send hell, send Holly.
But you have to hate somebody with a reason.
Yeah, no, these people have no reason to hate.
Have no reason.
No, they don't have any reason. They don't have no genuine reason. You see, the problem is
people living in Gambia, they stole a lot of money. Now they are afraid for Jammeh to come. They are building their houses, building a lot of the apartments, renting them, because when they know that Jammeh is coming back, they will lose everything. Yeah, this is the problem. Even that part of Kamara sitting there.
Yeah. They all know. They all know.
They
you see,
lose everything. That is the problem. They don't want Jammeh to come back.
Yeah. They're just talking. You see, the thing is, when Jammeh is gonna come, he will come, and none of them is going to go near him. Yeah? So these people, like I said earlier in the program, we're on TikTok and YouTube Live, ladies and gentlemen. I said they use Jammeh's name to feed themselves and their family, because when you say to the Jammeh, one, their news media, their YouTube channels, their tabloids, their TV stations, they all make a lot of internet traffic. Yeah? Anytime they say Jammeh, they'll get money from ECOWAS, they'll get money from UNDP, they get money from EU. That's why they're doing it. Halis Bunlenjo in the name of Jammeh is enough to prosecute every single body, every single person on Gambian soil. Why better, the so-called junglers are walking freely. Edward Singate goes to Gambia and comes back freely. Peter Singate can go and come freely. Kanye is free on Gambian soil. President Jammeh is the only target, but they don't even think they can prosecute him because the Gambian laws don't give them that power. They just want to use his name to eat, to earn money, to get favoritism with international organizations.
Samba Kamara munenga gene mute bila kuvuga wa Samba.
Yeah, Samba. Samba neka to lifenbe. Baji Haidara, our program mungenyo end anyway because Yagana is a program. They have been here over 2 hours almost 3 hours legi. So yeah.
And people are asking.
Yeah,
how can we do
people are asking
Jammeh to come back.
Yeah.
What can we do to bring Jammeh back? We, the supporters of Jammeh.
Okay, so this Olunya Def Moy, the thing is, I'm not letting Louis happen to run. I can't talk about it. But for us as the supporters, we have to mobilize. We need to try and get permits and go out and walk peacefully, demonstrate and ask for Jammeh's return. We want the government of Adama Barrow to give us a date that they'll be prepared to work towards Jammeh's return. Then the condition Jammeh pour nekone, you have to come round about this time. The ground is ready for you. We're ready for you. The government is going to look after your property. It's going to renovate it and make it, put it in a state of the art condition so you can get them back to your house. Yeah?
Yama 73.
Yeah.
Young President Jammeh sent a request.
Yeah. President Jammeh sent a request here on the TikTok. While President Jammeh to come back next time because you're gonna have 2 hours 45 minutes. President Jammeh next time, Mangage's director wants to join, Omar Kamara wants to join, J-Boy wants to join, Barama. I've got about 7, 8, 9 people wanting to join my program. End. I need to sort some few things out. So did I try? Okay, I saw somebody asking, saying, Lamitamba, you need to do this more often. Somali Gabe is very stressful. They could stress physically, while they might be busy during the week, a lot. They might be busy. So, hey, now, what I'll do is I'll have one live every Friday and one live maybe a Saturday and a Sunday. I just don't have that much time, unfortunately. Why I'll push today 30 minutes, that's a 1 hour. Then I book the new live. Even today they might discuss me on a topic, right? I'll do that. So for the try mini bill regularly, a budget time, your kind of problem is. So I want to continue the education. Why time is not my friend. This is the issue I'm facing on a regular basis. So the program is still peak. A lot of people still watching. Unfortunately, I have to bring it to a close. I need to go and pick up my wife. And I also need to settle down a little bit because I've been working all day. I finished.
1 minute. I'm not collecting.
No, I never worked for President Jammeh before or his government before. I did work for Gambia government as a public health officer at Medical and Health Services in Banjul. Or in a political capacity working for President Jammeh. I never did. Yeah.
Because your link there what makes sense. Am contact
Yeah. And number two, President Jammeh you been on books regarding his development. Books you know Manglen Amefi about 3 separate authors. You've been on Lalla President Jammeh Sampa Bum 1994 best Bumojena. So I have those books fee. I'm on the time I'm meeting our President Jammeh all the time, and the records are there. At least Lumbonbon, I was in Gambia between 1996 and the year 2001. So just on a lot of things that happened in my presence. Yeah. Yeah.
What you should do also, name those books.
Yeah.
Write them in the comments so that people can go and find them also. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll do that. So what I'm gonna do is next program I'll bring the books. I'll actually show the photos and I'll write the titles in it. Yeah. They're very good books. It tells you everything with President Jammeh. In fact, President Jammeh president, we had about 231 schools in the Gambia. None of them was built by Gambia government. By the time President Jammeh left, we had about 1,030 schools in the Gambia.
Money.
That's the revolution.
So parete anyan. So nekute you. So nekute nit ko anyan.
Yeah.
Man ni bi ma dem school. Dama yobu suma table si school.
Yeah. Same. Man, suma generation we were taking table octogos to school. Yeah.
So legi am nga nit ki dal. Nit ki ak noko mundi.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Just don't be dishonest. Don't be bull forget bull fatine yo me sabopa.
Yeah.
Lila njiri.
Yeah. Yeah, and that kind of dishonesty, more time you def program it, because so banye be benganan 22 years 1994 be 2017 waruta nekk si history Gambia xam nga loolu passé na bañ nit ki. Yeah, that is like another level of not liking a human being who's the best president you've had, and you want to cover that. Duñ ko nangu tey duñ ko nangu ëllëg te dañoo continuer di wax mbiri APRC is good legacy te books yaa ngi nele si suma library bi fële maa ngi ko teg suma library bi fële next time suma ñëwee promise naa leen suma fàttewut I'll bring those books, I'll show you the covers and the title ak fan ngeen ko mën a amee dañ document every single thing lu AFPRC def ak APRC government te kenn mënu koo bañ is there. Yeah.
I'm gonna tamba ku fa nekk léegi nii mu ne moom soo gisee mu tatam mooy bugut parti bi mu dee.
Yeah, party bi dafa bari yum fu ñàkk yam fañ, they're all dead except him.
You say the next topic should be how we are going to do for our community.
Man di ma jaaxal mooy ma ne party bu fa nekk tey jii nii what importance, what significance does this party have to the Gambia?
It's crazy.
Where is this party getting its funding from?
Yeah.
Party being until the president became a president.
Yeah, Lorota Jatu Mune. Best bu Adama Barrow di jena commission bu teglo xam si affairs Adama Barrow. Keroog de Gambian people will know we had a saint and we said we didn't like him. And then we brought Firaun to the State House, or a worse person to State House.
No, Tamba, I think you should keep up this good work.
Yeah, thank you. And
thank you so much,
like
guys.
you say, you have other
I need to sort stuff out. So Malmo Wangiran Jatu, again, brilliant work, Jatu. Thank you, Malmo. Thank you, Hyderabad. Ak Fode Chora, ak J-Boy, ak ñëwoon si programme. Samba Camara ak ñeneen di appreciate na time bi ngeen day jël pour ñëw si programme bi dinaa ñëwaat comme Jatu lu mu wax the next program might be how we're gonna create a movement, because movement buy oote Jammeh's return is not just APRC. am na ñu bari ñoo xam ne nekkuñu APRC ñu ngi oote pour Jammeh mu dellu si, so the movement is gonna be a Gambian movement towards Jammeh's return. Loolu la ñoo def, dañoo create a movement for the whole Gambia. You dem wax ak Adama Barrow nguuram, we will tell him we want Jammeh back as soon as possible. Yeah? Start the groundwork to bring Jammeh back. So you have a date, wala so you have a permanent, you protest, then we pick up a date or a month. We want Jammeh to come back in June 2025. So therefore, we need to go out and create that action, that movement. And it all be peaceful. We just want Jammeh back. And that's what's going to happen. Jerry and Jeff, I'm going to bring this program to an end. I don't know whether I'll be free Sunday, but I'll announce it today. They're not free this Sunday. Otherwise, no, I can't do it Monday, Tuesday. Likely Wednesday next week. But I'll try and come in on Sunday. We'll talk about creating a movement for Jammeh's return. The movement we'll do it on social media, we'll do it on the ground, the armed representatives, we'll try and sort something out. Jerry Jeff, thank you very much. PRO, thank you. Appreciate Nalen. Yep. Agduta Construction, Jeeps, everybody. You tune into YouTube or TikTok. I appreciate you all. Have a very good weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good evening. Thank you. All right. Bye.